All right, what's going on, guys? Another day in paradise. So we got here the tragic mulatto trope debunked. First off, I want to say shout out to Bunny Trixel Strange, a longtime supporter here on the channel. She actually emailed me and wanted me to talk about a video that I am going to talk about. But first, I want to kind of give my own personal thoughts on this whole tragic mulatto concept. And you guys as well, you have my email right here. You guys can hit me up in the email. And hey, shout out to AA, man. I appreciate you, man, with the Cash App right now. I know my last stream, you Cash App me as well. And I didn't see my notification, so I couldn't shout you out like during the live stream. But shout out to you, man, for your generosity. I appreciate you with the Cash App right there. AA. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, so here's my email right here if you guys want to reach out to me and send me a video clip you want me to kind of cover as well. Like I said, for sure priority over like a lady mulatta like Bunny Trixel Strange, because she's a moderator here as well, but she's definitely been dedicated and engaged in a conversation. So she shared with me a clip that I do want to cover. But firstly, I kind of want to, give some of my thoughts on this whole concept, the tragic mulatto, the trope that's pushed right over us to kind of maneuver us to be subordinates, okay? Because we're dealing with a power dynamic here in a hierarchical structure, so we're going to examine this. But I remember I did a video, it's on my other channel, the Mulatto History channel. Someone put a comment and mentioned the whole tragic mulatto thing was from a writer, a mulatto writer, by the name of Donald Bogle. I'm going to read the comment that I received like basically a year ago. The gentleman put, writer Donald Bogle coined the term tragic mulatto in 1974. So this is a mulatto writer who coined the term back in the 70s. And he wasn't describing mulattoes as tragic. Bogle, who is mulatto, was critiquing and criticizing the way books and medias have portrayed mulattoes as tragic. There was a period in film history, like there's a movie that more recently, the Devil in a Blue Dress, I think that's what it's called, with Denzel Washington. That was playing on the whole kind of tragic mulatto trope. And but even classical Hollywood, like the one we all know, The Imitation of Life. And there's another film the gentleman references called Pinky. So he was critical of stupid old Hollywood films like Pinky, which I haven't seen yet, but I need to stay up to date with this kind of research. But Pinky is one, if you guys know. I just know The Devil in the Blue Dress. I believe that's what it's called, right? With Denzel. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Devil in a Blue Dress. Okay, that's what Denzel Washington. That was released the 1995, and it portrays the 1940s. It's a kind of, I guess you can say, cliche, tragic mulatto Hollywood film. But like I said, I think the Imitation of Life is like the main central one that people highlight, okay? Okay, but the gentleman Donald Bogle, mulatto man, he's a writer, and he's still alive right now. He's in his 80s. He is the one who coined the term. But again, paraphrasing, not to frame mulattoes being tragic, but he was critiquing how the media machine in Hollywood would frame mulattoes as being tragic, as stuck between two worlds. That's how the media machine, the Anglosphere, Hollywood, which is a Druid tradition, Druid is Anglo priesthood, and how they frame mulattoes as being kind of tragic, right? So, and continuing with this comment, he puts, but Black people were quickly amused by the words tragic mulatto, right? They were amused by it, like, we can use something to attack them. It was then used to be sarcastic, quote unquote, oh, look what just walked in, a tragic mulatto, end quote. Over the years, it has been used to demean and slander, right? Quote unquote, another tragic mulatto crying with her lame ass, end quote. The word tragic is now a word to fight about for us. What I'm going to get into here, I got some notes. here is that the thing is with the whole tragic mulatto concept, you see the lady on the screen, okay? It's hyper gendered when they this phrase when these two words they put together, tragic and mulatto. Now accurately, if they put mulatta, it would be accurately, but they're not doing that. They're leaving the kind of nuance there. It's hyper gendered when they say tragic mulatto. When those two words are combined, they're mainly targeting women. Is the key thing when the black community, because I'm saying this because the white community does never reference this whole tragic or mulatto thing. This is a black community fixation, right? And if you don't like that, you guys don't like the fact that I'm noticing, well, go cry about it, or stay mad and stay watching. It's all good to me. But this is the truth. So let me provide some notes. I just kind of gave you guys a background on all pin or all post in the description, the video with the comment that I saw, because I didn't even know. That's what I love about doing this is you guys share stuff with me that I didn't even know. Like this whole process of doing live streams or making videos, whatever, like you guys teach me. I learn more about mulatto history from interacting with you guys because I had no idea who Donald Bokel was until a gentleman, commented, So it kind of opened up a door for all this stuff. And so I'm going to go over some inaccuracies, okay? Some inaccuracies briefly before I get into the kind of reaction clip. Some inaccuracies of tragic mulatto trope and how it's the gendered myths and it's built in hypocrisy, right? The tragic mulatto trope is a flawed and outdated narrative that flames mulatto people as inherently conflicted or unhappy and doomed because they exist between racial categories. At its core, the trope is inaccurate because it treats the mulatto identity as a pathology rather than a social reality shaped by external forces like racism, exclusion, and power. Because the whole racial dynamic is associated with power. This is a key component here, this power dynamic. And so firstly, the trope falsely blames identity instead of racism. But the tragedy in these narratives is never caused by being mixed race itself. Okay? Social punishment and crossing boundaries by portraying internal confusion as inevitable, the trope hides the real source of harm, which is societies, particularly in the United States, the Anglosphere, that refuses to permit or allow mulattoes to exist fully and safely. A deeper discussion because the Bantus are underneath the mulattoes. The Hispanics, Latinos are underneath the Anglos. Okay. The Bantus are underneath the Anglos. Okay. They used to be a time where they were kind of underneath the mulattoes. And that's why they demonize you now today. They say the brown paper bag, the blue vein. They demonize you, and you pussy, weak ass mulattoes kind of, acquiesce to that, which is unfortunate, pathetic of you, I might add, but it is what it is. I mean, you guys are easily kind of conquered, but yeah, let me continue on. It says it is deeply gendered. One of the key critical components here I want to cover that this whole concept, this phrase, tragic mulatto, it's deeply gendered. I've known that from personal experience, even before researching any of this stuff, even before blabbing my mouth in the blogosphere and making videos or anything. Like I already knew, like they never called me a tragic mulatto. I think I had one comment or something, one or two from some little weak ass Fruit Loop fucking Bantu here or there. I don't know. Most of the time when I see the commentary, they're always trying to single out a woman. The one they love, the couple they love to single out the most is Doja Cat and then Sage Steele. So these mulattoes who are kind of in the limelight or media, right? Those are the two ones they mainly like to single out, and they call them tragic mulattoes, and it's because they don't prefer black male partners, right? They look at that as treason. They want to kind of punish you because the whole goal for them is they want to major la raza within the black American race, and they want to bastardize mulattoes, bring in the European genes into black race. You guys aren't ready for this discussion because I'll blow the whole shit up. You guys aren't ready for this discussion. I already know. You're too scared, too weak, too pussy. You're not ready for this. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of gloss over it lightly and continue on. So the whole thing is tragic mulatto is deeply gendered. The trope is most often applied to the mulatto women, especially those with lighter skin, right? Mariah Carey, you name your pick. Okay, Meghan Markle, etc. Mulatto women are portrayed as hypersexualized, morally unstable, or emotionally fragile, while the mulatto men are more likely to be depicted as, dangerous or absent altogether. Okay. Their quote unquote tragedy is often framed around desirability, rejection, which is interesting at the same time. You're desired, but you're also rejected, or betrayal, reinforcing these sexist stereotypes rather than reality. That's the interesting thing right there, is the desirability and also the rejection at the same part. You guys notice that? They'll say you're preferred, you're hypersexualized, you're desired, you're sought after, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, they're going to play with your identity. They're going to try to dictate to you who you are, what you are. They're going to reject you. You don't belong here. You don't fit in here. You got a white mom, blah, blah, blah. You're like, okay, wait a second. Something's not adding up. How are you desired, but you're also rejected at the same time? Can someone make sense, or is this a specific dilemma for us that nobody has talked about until now? Now that we're here, we're talking about it. Also, I want to talk about as well is that it contradicts this claim that there's like this privilege to being light skinned. This privilege, light skin privilege, the dark skinned Bantus love to kind of gaslight the pussy, weak ass, light skinned African Americans who acquiesce to dark skin supremacy. They love to kind of gaslight them and position them to pretend like you got some privilege. I'm lighter skin. I'm mixed. I got privilege. Like they punk you people. It's hilarious to watch. Okay, one of the biggest hypocrisies of the trope is that the mulattoes are simultaneously described as quote unquote tragic, but at the same time privileged due to light skin and perceived proximity to whiteness. That's the kind of like schism within their dichotomy that they foisted over you. They tell you that you're tragic, you don't belong nowhere. But when you're amongst the dark-skinned Bantus, what they say is that you're privileged, light-skinned privilege. They want to hoodwink you, maneuver you to be a subordinate. And they're going to guilt trip you. They're going to guilt you. You got privileges. You got to help me because I'm a lazy bum, I'm a dark-skinned Bantu trying to get brownie points off the whites, the punk, weak whites, with the racism and white guilt and all that weak shit. So you're light skinned, you're closer to them, so you got to help me out, right? Well, they sit on their ass playing Xbox, playing video games, smoking weed, chasing light skinned women. Your stupid light skinned ass wants to help them out, Yeah, but like I said, at the same time, it's like you're desired, but you're also rejected. How is that even possible? How is it possible that you're tragic? You don't belong nowhere. No other group claim. The whites don't claim you. The blacks don't claim you. But at the same time, you're privileged. How are you privileged? But they call you tragic at the same time. You guys have to start to examine this stuff and how the math is not mathing. Something's not adding up. Okay. And the trope itself is evidence that conditional proximity is not protection. Mulattoes are often accepted only when they conform, remain silent, or deny parts of themselves, and are rejected the moment they assert their full autonomous identity. I'm going to repeat that for you slowpokes, you knuckleheads, and those who are obtuse, who purposely do not want to understand. We see you, we know you. It's all good. You're just going to stay there where you belong, in the comment section. So mulattoes are often accepted only when we conform, when we remain silent, or when we deny parts of ourselves. And we are rejected the moment we assert ourselves as full autonomous identity, mulatto identity. Yeah, this is the rules they kind of, that they put up for you to abide by. When you challenge it, they already have a built-in kind of response mechanism. You're anti-black. You're a colorist, right? Or you just confused. You don't know where you belong, or you have internal issues or identity. Like they already have built-in responses, right? Because they want power over you, to maintain the power over you. They already have built-in, and they're being financed, funded, propped up by white radical liberals, right, who are racist, who work with the MAGA racists. They all work together to maintain the social order, right? So, yeah. Continuing on, a couple other points here. It ignores the instability of so called privilege. Any perceived advantage attributed to mulattoes is highly situational. Okay. Light skin does not eliminate racism, it often changes its form. Mulattoes frequently face the identity policing, erasure, suspicion, which is a key one, which when I play this clip right now, I'm going to get into that because the dark skinned supremacists, their whole main position of why they critique mulattoes is suspicion. I don't know which side you want. I can't trust you. Well, yeah, we're not the same as you people. We're not in your group. We're not the same. We're mulatto. We have our own tribe, our community. You're black. You need to deal with it. The mulattoes over here, we've already understand that. That's the funny part. We get that over here. We're building upon that. We're building networks, an economy, a social circle, network, etc. It's like you people haven't figured it out yet. You still want us to be your subordinates underneath their group, but you have nothing to leverage. Like, what self-respecting mulatto would allow a dark-skinned Bantu to be their manager above them and over them? You people aren't paying anything. See, you don't understand this. The Anglos, they have money to pay the East Indians to be the managers above them. The Anglos have money to employ and hire all these Mexicans south of the border to build their residential homes and construction projects, etc. Like the Bantu has no leverage at all to get mulattoes to acquiesce to be underneath their influence. Nothing. It's just this little fake ass weak clout. You're from the hood, you're cool, you're accepted, you're still a weak fucking bitch, easily conquered out here. You have nothing to show for it. That's the sad, pathetic part about it. What do you have? You're just light skinned, you're mixed, you're down, you're cool with the Bantus. Like, there's not enough of you people. J. Cole just wrapped his tail between his legs, ran out and skedaddled like a bitch. The whole Drake situation, this is the macrocosm. I'm mentioning this because this is macrocosmic of what happens at the kind of lower levels. With the whole Drake situation, Kendrick and the Communitaw, and and like you had J. Cole who was there, but like, okay, he wanted to maintain his credibility, right? And like a lot of Bantus will be like, well, he's a good rapper, but he's a bitch, right? He apologized to a guy who was slandering him. He didn't fight back as a man, that a man should. And a guy like Drake is going to get all the respect, more respect than he's ever had. He's going to grow larger. Like, he's not going, they have to keep this facade that Drake lost, but he's the biggest fucking rapper on the charts. How did he lose? They have to maintain this facade. But what's up with J. Cole? Can you name me a song from him? Like, can you name me any lyrics? Like, is his shit popping? No. I'm using that as an example because he's very typical of a lot of mulattoes you see in the microcosmic level who just want to be in good grace with Bantus and acquiesce to their authority. And their dignity never stays intact. This is the issue. So the suspicion is always going to be put above them. They always have to work hard and prove themselves for membership access, acceptance. It's a never-ending cycle, never-ending loop. It's perpetual. And it's very like disgusting. I don't understand like how you think that's acceptable. Like, we all went through a phase. I went through a phase. I was in my 20s, and I realized during that time, I was like, this is not good. My job now is to kind of preach out into the blogosphere to let the other people know, hey, Do not waste your time. When you go to college, you go to university, whatever, you join your little black student union. Do not waste your time. Do not feel sorry for these people. Make sure when you deal with them, you get something out of the whole ordeal. They're going to maneuver you to be less than them. They're going to maneuver you to try to prove to them that you have a place to belong, that you're authentic, that you're trustworthy. You're trustworthy. The whole thing's suspicion. They're going to want to maneuver you to where you have to like establish your legitimacy being amongst them. When some piece of shit, criminal, scumbag, dark skinned Bantu doesn't have to prove anything for his place amongst his own community because that's his group. And they always defend their criminals. Look at George Floyd, you know? They always defend their scum, their criminals, right? It's just racism fault. It's with you, the mulatto. You could be a good person, you be a Christian, moral, you donate to these charities, you like, you do all the right things, you recycle, okay, you do everything good, but you got a white mom, but you got a white parent, okay, and all of a sudden the Bantus are gonna have an issue with that. So yeah, if you don't know, now you know. You're gonna know. You're gonna learn. Listen to me. So yeah. Conclusion. I'm gonna finish it off. I'm gonna get to the clip. I don't want to waste your guys' time. Appreciate you guys being here. I see Mulatto Mindset in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you being here. As always, Mulatto Mindset holding it down for us. So the tragic mulatto trope is not a reflection of the mulatto reality, but a projection of racial anxiety because it's this power dynamic balance. They hate the fact that we have mutability. We can connect with other groups. They want to humble us. They're inherently going to try to humble us. And that's where this whole tragic mulatto thing. I'm going to say, how are we so tragic? How are we tragic, but we're privileged at the same time? How is it Eurocentric standard of beauty, light skin privilege, desirability, but at the same time, well, you're rejected? I'm like, how can you be so cocky and you're a dark skinned Bantu talking to a mulatto? How can you be so cocky? What are you leading with here? I'm trying to understand this. Like the dudes can play this shit with the females, and that's why this whole tragic mulatto thing is gendered, as I've already covered. But it's like when they compare it with the guys, it's like, bro, like you really do not have leverage over here. You need to stay in your lane. Yeah, you got numbers. That's cool. You got that over there. But you need to stay in your lane. So this whole thing, like I said, with the tragic mulatto trope, it's gendered, hypocritical, it's rooted in systems to punish boundary crossing, mutability, right? They want to punish the mulatto's mutability, the boundary crossing, as some would say, when pretending that proximity to whiteness equals privilege. This whole concept of proximity to whiteness, you're mulatto, you're half white. Well, no shit, you're close to white, but they try to shame you for something they don't have. That's the fun. And you guys are pussies. You fall for it. Those of you who are weaker, because I'm saying this, guys, because I got a lot of people who listen to me, who support me, right? Shout out to Mulatto Mindset and everyone else, like Bunny Trixel Strange, like all you guys, right? And gals, okay, mulattoes. I have a lot of support. I love you guys. That's what motivates me, you know? But I got a lot of fucking haters who still tune into my shit. They follow me like a hawk. I got stalkers, they follow me on all my social media, but it's like they don't like me, but they follow everything. It's like, so sometimes I feel like when I speak, I have to kind of speak to both kind of parties, the supporters and non-supporters at the same time. It's kind of interesting balancing this out, but yeah. Yeah, proximity to whiteness, but you're a mulatto, you're half white. Can someone make sense of that? How is that a bad thing, having proximity to whiteness? That's kind of what you are. You were birthed from a white person. You're biracial. And I'm not talking about the fake mulattoes who were like grifts or light-skinned African-American or Sakatra. They're going to be pushing this crap. They got 10% non-African. They're going to say they're just like you mulattoes. I'm not talking about them. We've already dealt with them. It's already been dealt with. None of them are on camera challenging the mulatto men, the biracial men. None of them they're going to do this. The jig is up. If you don't have proof of your parents, both your parents are mixed, both your parents are mulatto, just like the guy with Steph Curry, whatever, Vanessa Williams, you're doing some other shit compared to what the biracial men are doing. All right. So go ahead and tag me, email me, better yet, let me know what's cracking. Let me know. I love to see your reasoning because I have yet to see this. Doing this content for the past couple years, like it's been the same as when I first started. It's the same shit. Yet people pretending to be mulatto, you're not. All right. I'm the guy here who's gonna tell you you're not. The real tragedy is not the mulatto identity, but the refusal of these racial hierarchies to allow the complexity and the autonomy and the self-definition. That's the key thing here, the autonomy and self-definition. That's the real tragedy. It's not the fact that you're mulatto, you identify as mulatto. It's that people don't want you to have autonomy, but they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Like we're moving forward with this, and they're basically just in the way now. If they're not supporters, they're basically just in the way. There's no other way about it. So, like I said, again, shout out to Bunny Trixel Strange because she is the one who brought this to my attention. And I have here a clip that she shared with me. I'm going to play it for you guys. So let's check it out.
Requested for me to talk about the tragic mulatto trope, and I'm here to deliver. But the one thing that I'm going to add to the request, I'm going to talk about how the tragic mulatto trope often gets used against Black society. And we have a lot to discuss when it comes to this topic.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mistakes he makes, and I'm here to correct the boy, okay? But there's no way that the tragic mulatto trope is used in Black society. The reason why you people don't like the word mulatto, because it delineates someone who is mixed race, biracial, Eurasic, Afropean mulatto versus a monoracial Black person. You can pretend to be mixed all you want with your 15% slave master DNA. Well, all African Americans are mixed. We on average we got like 30%. I don't give a damn what you people have. We're looking at you. You're not the same as a mulatto. Period. Okay. You guys continue to try with this, and it's I love it. It's good for me because it's just I get a good laugh out of it, But yeah, we're gonna make that clear right now. Nobody's mistaking you for what you are. You're Black. Okay, when they look at a guy like me, they think, "Oh, are you Brazilian? Are you Puerto Rican? Well, what are you? What are you?" They don't ask a Black person, "What are you?" They know what you are. You're Black. Okay, let's continue on.
Topic. I'm your host, Cool Colas, and you are now tuning into a new video on my channel. So let's go ahead and get into it. A white woman named Lydia Marie Child coined the term the tragic mulatto based on a short story that she did in 1842, and that was called The Quadroons.
Now, interesting reference he brought up here. Now, when is the clip? 2 weeks ago, he uploaded this. Now, the video, the source I got from Donald Bogle, that was a year ago. He was a mulatto writer who coined the tragic mulatto. This guy is saying it's some other lady here, okay, who referenced it. So I guess it's upon us to do some more research, right, guys? But either way, this is a monoracial Black guy. Oh, mulatto vanguard. All African Americans are mixed. I don't give a damn what you mix with. You're not mulatto. You don't look like us. You're not one of us. You don't speak like us. Your destiny, your vision is not the same as us. You don't share it with us. We already know your position. We're gonna get into that, but it's yeah.
The tragic mulatto based on a short story that she did in 1842, and that was called The Quadroons. And then in 1843, she did another story called Slaves' Pleasant Homes. The tragic mulatto is a term that dates back to slavery, and it's for a mixed Black person, often a biracial Black woman at that, who is the offspring of a Black person and a
in that right there, when he says a mixed Black person, a Black biracial person, that right there, this is the issue here. as they say, a mixed black, a black biracial. So what they're basically doing is they're one dropping, they're reinforcing the one drop rule subconsciously or even consciously. They know what they're doing. So he's gonna say, well, you're different. And they use this terminology they call they use this I just lost my thought. It happens sometimes, right? But the thing is, like with the mixed black, like they want to maneuver you to be a subordinate. You know what? I'm gonna pull up a comment that I saw that's part and parcel with this. Shout out to dude Mulatto man. Um, he's probably gonna tune in, listen to this. He's a supporter. Shout out to him. I saw something from him in a live stream on TikTok the other day. Let me see the gentleman's name. 50 Shades of Gray is one of his usernames. Shout out to him. I like this dude, Mulatto Cat. Definitely conscious, mulatto conscious. And he puts right here, external gaslighting us into inferior submission. I love his phraseology. And I saw this yesterday. He was in a live chat over on TikTok, Mulatto TikTok. This dude, shout out to him, 50 Shades Gray. And like, yeah, the way he phrased it, like external gaslighting us into inferior submission. This is the thing. This is the weapon. This gaslighting you into submission. Who the fuck is going to be underneath this boy you see on the screen? The Asians aren't. The Indians aren't. The Chinese are not. The Hawaiians, the Samoans are not. The Hapas are not. The Caucasians are not. The Anglos are not. The Italians are not. The Chicanos are not. No race, ethnic group, or culture or people on the planet will be underneath this boy you see on the screen. But he's talking so confidently, he wants to maneuver you biracials, you mulatto Americans to be underneath him. This is why he uses a language, mixed race blacks and biracial blacks. If we're the same as you, why the fuck are you even opening your stupid mouth about tragic mulatto? You're identifying a mulatto person. That is different, independent from black. But you see the game they play. They want to pretend like you're in their group, but they want to maneuver you to be underneath them. And they have very subtle ways and very innocuous how they do it. This is my job here to provide some clarity for you guys. But yeah, I saw the comment from a gentleman, external gaslighting us mulattoes into inferior submission. He says mixed blacks, biracial black. What the hell are you talking about? If we, this is the thing, man. That shit only works with weaker women. I'm gonna be real, because the pussy ass mulatto dudes who still think they're black, like they're basically they're not that plentiful nowadays. I'm realizing I'm seeing a lot of these dudes like they change up real quick once they see a guy like me. And they want to run out here and still act like they're black and shit. They got a white daddy or a white mama. They want to run their weak ass out here and act like they're fucking black. Like they're not, there's not that many of them. Once they come across a guy like me, my channel, all of a sudden they realize, oh shit, yeah, I'm mulatto. What this dude is saying is real. I'm just like that dude. Yeah, they switch up really quick when they see a guy like me. So the shit he's talking about, it only works with the weaker women. Let's be real, okay? So, yeah, let's continue on with this.
White slave owner. The tragic mulatto is tragic because she is typically seen as someone who is sad, depressed, frustrated.
Again, reinforcing what I already know and I've already calculated, that it's gendered. He never mentioned anything about male or female in his whole critique here. But right off the bat, he said she. You guys catch that? He said she. See, this is targeted for mulatto women because they want to conquer and bastardize and punk mulatto women to major la raza, to bring in the European genes into the black race. So they have to forever gaslight you. And they hate the women who don't choose black males. They look at that as rebellion. That's why they hate on Sage Steele. They hate on Doja Cat. They hate on these mulattoes who don't want to be loser baby mamas. This is what it is. But catch that, guys. Nowhere in his, I played a minute of this, nowhere in this he ever said anything about a gender. Right off the bat, he said she, using the pronoun she. very critical, and it's basically concludes, and congruent with what I said earlier, that this whole tragic mulatto shit is all gendered. These people want to manipulate the women to be subordinates to dark skinned males, dark skin supremacy, because they know they need protection from dark skinned women. So they get with the dark skinned male to establish legitimacy in the dark skinned community and get protection from the dark skinned female, because a dark skinned female is going to hate the biracial woman, going to hate the mulatto woman. They need protection from the beast. So they're going to get this dark skinned male. This is a game they already have established. They already have agreements and rules and understanding. It's you guys and mulattoes, you don't. That's why you need me. You need me to provide some clarity for you of what's really going on. So I caught that. Yeah, he's gonna right there is gendered. They're always gonna, because you know what, the guys like us, we're like, what the fuck? Why are we dealing with your ass? You're not paying me or dancing for me, singing for me, doing nothing for me. Why am I dealing with you? I'm gonna get the fuck away from your weak ass and go build somewhere else. As what we're doing right now, and we got dudes building internationally. You got mulatto mindset in the chat. We're global men. We're building around the planet. So it's just funny where this tragic shit, like, we don't even deal with you people, man. You're not paying us. Why are we wasting our time with you? That shit only works with the weaker females who are begging for a place to belong. Just calling it for what it is. Tell me I'm lying, guys. Please post a comment.
Pleasant homes. The tragic mulatto is a term that dates back to slavery, and it's for a mixed black person, often a biracial black woman at that, who is the offspring of a black person and a white slave owner. The tragic mulatto is tragic because she is typically seen as someone who is sad, depressed, frustrated, confused, and even in some cases suicidal, while dealing with not feeling like she is accepted with either black folks or white folks. And when it comes to them feeling like they weren't accepted by any community, I want to look at this fairly from all angles. So the thing is, I'm not excusing all black people, and I don't want to oversimplify the situation, because I'm confident that there were obviously some black communities where they were roasting and even bullying these mixed kids. I'm also not here to gaslight the experience of someone who is mixed to experience.
And I also wanted to highlight the fact that how he positions it as just being roasting, because that's common what you're going to see with them. They'll say it was just roasting, we're kicking you out of our little, tribe. It's just roasting. It's just roasting. That's what they'll say, right? For their exclusionary behavior, their racism and their prejudice, etc., bigotry. They'll say it's just roasting. But notice this, guys, the mulattoes, when you roast them back, right? When you crack jokes back, as roasting, as cracking jokes, all of a sudden you take it too far. What do they say about you? You're anti-black, you're a colorist and all this, you're racist, you're a white supremacist. You notice that. Notice that, like, the roasting, it's only cool if they roast you. But when you roast them, they already have a built-in kind of vocabulary that they learn from their white liberal masters to position you to be like a kind of apologetic subordinate. Yeah, if I match your energy, you call me racist, white supremacist, anti-black, which I don't give a shit. You people have no fucking power. Okay, what the whites tell you to do, that's what you do. The Anglos, they have no power. They serve Israel. It's done. You don't have any influence or power over here. But it's funny, they're always going to position this to pretend like they have some type of influence, and then they're going to cry, oh, you're anti-black. Okay, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? But you match their energy. This is always a position you're going to take, because then they want to claim it's just roasting, guys. It's just roasting. You're cracking a joke. It's just roasting. See, for them, they can roast you. They can mock you for being light skinned. They can mock you and say you're sassy and crack jokes. It's just roasting, guys. You do that to the dark skinned Bantu. Watch how the language starts to change. You men, you know this. That's why you tune in. That's why you listen. That's why you follow me, subscribe, all that stuff. You men, you know what's going on. It's not normal. You need to push back. All right.
Against bullying, or they just weren't really a fan of being roasted. Although, as I've said in many,
You're not a fan of being roasted. Well, we can roast you, homie. We can roast you, but you're going to cry like a weak hoe. You're going to say it's racism, it's anti-black. You took it too far. You're colorist. It sounds like white supremacy. You were raised by a white woman, right? Like, we can roast you back, homie, on the fucking block. We could roast you, but you're not going to like it. You're sensitive people. You're crybabies. You're not gonna like it. You're gonna push the whole race card and all that shit. We already know. So I laugh whenever I hear this roast stuff from them. They're weak and sensitive. We already know what the deal is. Weak, sensitive, dark-skinned Bantus, okay? And the hood rat, mulatto hood rats, they're not gonna really be able to defend you, okay, like they did maybe prior years. But now today with me, a guy like me, it's just, yeah, they're gonna get fucking clowned too. It's not gonna work. You can try though, please. You're gonna give me content. You're gonna feed me for the next fucking 10 years, but go ahead and try it. I'm here for you.
other videos, everybody gets roasted to a certain extent. And frankly, I really just don't want the damn all police coming after me because I'm trying to put everybody into a box. However, I have always said that if you are half black, I consider you one of us.
The funny thing is, your opinion doesn't mean anything. If you're half black, I consider you one of us. But who are you? Some people would say, well, who are you, Mulatto Vanguard? Okay. It's funny. I'm looking at him like, who are you? It doesn't matter who you consider black. Dr. Umar is the same way. Oh, you have black. Well, you black too. But see, these people, they have stipulations attached. They have an agenda attached, right? You have to do their bidding. They'll claim you as black. They're like, okay, you're black. But if you vote Republican, okay, and if you don't give the Bantu, sexual access, if you're a female, because that's mainly who they're targeting with this pro-whack shit, all of a sudden they're going to say you're tragic mulatto, you're not black. They're going to say you're Meghan Markle, you're Sage Steele, right? You guys should already be aware, understand the game by now. For how long I've been making this videos, it's clicking sense with a lot of you, I think, because you have a lot of new people. Like, I get followers or whatever, subscribers, followers around the blogosphere who are kind of new, who stumble upon this stuff. But I think like the core kind of audience, you guys already know what's up. What's my likes? I got 7 likes. I got 13 watching. Half of the likes. Hit the like button. I don't know if some of you guys are just being lazy or whatnot, but if you like the shit, hit the like button. Why not? Help me out. Shout out to DC, day one supporter right here. DC, she puts, that's a contradiction I've been thinking about recently. Our rebuttal should be, if we are tragic, how can we have privilege? Yeah. And that's their confusion. That's the North American Bantus confusion. They're trying to weasel their way and position themselves to be in a position, basically, to negotiate power with you. Because, and like I said, I'm going to go back to the gentleman's comment. Shout out to him, 50 Shades Gray. He says it's basically their maneuvering tactic and strategy is the gaslighting, right? It's external gaslighting us mulattoes into an inferior submission because they want you to be subordinates underneath them. Because I told you, they have no leverage in society. They don't control anything within the economy. They're the service class and entertainment class in the United States. And then, I mean, service, it's everywhere, from finance, customer service, from military, public sphere, the civic sense. Like, they're in the service industry primarily. Okay, they don't control the businesses or industries. So they work in the service. So they have no leverage, right? And I'm telling you, like, the Anglos, they can get these other groups, like they can get the Chinese typically stick to their own, Asians and the Koreans, etc. Like, they have their own industries, infrastructure. They have a home base where they can plug into. So they don't have to kiss Anglo ass the same way East Indians do, or the Chicanos and Mexicans do. These other, like the Hispanics, they have to kiss Anglo ass to mix in with their group to try to become the top dog, right? They want to major la raza, right, with the Anglos, most of the Hispanics. Okay. And so, yeah, so the Anglos can kind of leverage money over their head. They can sell their dignity and soul to kind of be a part of that group. Same thing you see with East Indians. But with the with the Bantu, they don't really have nothing to leverage like for mulattoes, like except for this temporary membership access. But then you stumble upon out of it as a fucking baby mama. And like all the dumb shit you want to talk about, red pill or incel or this and that, you are still a fucking baby mama. At the end of the day, you can call guys incels and call guys red pill and you can call guys all that stuff all you fucking want, but it's not going to change the fact that you are a fucking baby mama. And who did that to you? The guy you see on the screen, the dark skinned Bantu that you want to be a part of his group. Congratulations, sweetheart. That's a you mistake. Don't turn around here and hate on the mulatto man for calling a spade a spade. I don't care either way. The ship is going to continue to sail. It's going to keep rolling. So let's continue on with this.
My point is, we as a group overall have accepted many celebrities who have been mixed. I mean, think about the likes of Alicia Keys. Think about.
He said accepted. He accepted them. You don't have a choice here, boy. That's the funny part. Like we as a group, we accepted them a part of our group. Bro, you guys want to claim everything excellent that a mulatto does. You're the first people to jump out there and be like, he got a black dad. His dad like a Patrick Mahomes. It's funny, he's trying to act like he has some influence. Like, we accepted these mixed people, but you have no choice, boy. Like, we're the ones who lead your community. The politicians, the public figures, it's always been that way since day one. Frederick Douglass, W.E.B. Du Bois, you have Dr. Claude Anderson, Adam Clayton Powell, Thurgood Marshall, Booker T. Washington, all your major entertainers, the Dorothy, what's her name, and Eartha Kitt's mixed race and all this shit. Like, bro, throughout the history we examine, because we're coming up in February soon. It's gonna be Black History Month. Go look at the Black History Month. Go look at the people they share. It's gonna be all mulattoes. Over half of this quote unquote Black excellence, this quote unquote Black history, you're going to see the next couple weeks is going to be all mulattoes. It's funny how this guy, you see how they try to position it like they have a choice. Oh, we claimed you. No, no, you don't make the decisions here, boy. That's what the mulatto men are here to tell you. No, you guys voluntarily claim these mulattoes to make yourself seem like you're better than you really are. That's what it is. So we got to correct that.
Tracy Ellis Ross. Think about Halle Berry, and even think about.
He named all women, typical with them.
About Barack Obama before we found out that he was a full-blown Sambo.
He was a full-blown Sambo, and he has an AI image of him eating biscuits. Now, how is he a Sambo? He's not going to go into that. Of course not, but he used that term Sambo. We already know what's coded. He's an FBA pro-whack. He's using the nomenclature from the Black xenophobic racist, the FBA group. We already know it's coded, so we already know what he's all about. Remember, we're all up in their group. Like, they want to kick us out today and tomorrow, tell us we're Black. To the next day, say we're not Black. We're already within their spheres, their group. We already know, like, we already examined them fully, cross-examined. We already know what it's about. When he used that term right there, Sambo, we know what camp he's a part of. It's a done deal. We know it's a political agenda. You're a Black supremacist, Afrocentric, okay? Only the gay white liberals, the gay mulattas and gay mulattoes and other mixed race kind of gay freaks, whatever, they're the only people you can hoodwink to be a part of your little sphere. That's it. Everybody else, normal society, family men and women, mulattoes, mulattas, we have our own paths in life, our own destiny. Like, we're not going to fall in line with this, what you're talking about here. You got a picture of Obama eating biscuits. And you said he's a Sambo, but of course you're not going to provide any context on that. No, because he's a man, a mulatto man, who was at the highest pinnacle of power in society. You want to scapegoat him. A typical dark-skinned Bantu strategy, just like they did with Drake. Drake reached the top. Oh, you not like us. You shouldn't say nigga. You notice that all the women, he showed nothing but women. He showed Alicia Keys, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Holly Berry.
Think about Tracy Ellis Ross, think about Holly Berry, and even think about
And see that? He's like, oh, the women, okay, and they all married white guys. Tracy Ellis Ross, white guy, Alicia Keys, mulatto man, Swiss Beats, and Holly Berry, white guy. See, he gives the women a pass, even though, see, they hate the fact that those women don't choose a dark skinned Bantu like him because they want to conquer, they want to have some, feel like they have some power and influence because they're comparing themselves to their massa, who's completely like wrote their history for them, right? Literally all the books and literature and etc. And so, because before that, it's all the oral tradition. They weren't writing anything down, right? They need the white man to come into their land to, yeah, show them how to write. Oh, but the Egyptians, though. Okay, yeah, sure. But yeah, it's you see, are you noticing, guys? You noticing? He does three women. He gives them a pass, right? Alicia Keys got a mulatto husband. Tracy Ellis Ross, white partner. Holly Berry, white partner. But then he goes to Obama and he shows an image of him eating biscuits. He calls him a Sambo. It's FBA coded. Remember, their leader, their cult leader, the FBA, is a Bantu Tariq Rashid, who has a mulatto partner, mulatto wife. You guys notice that? But yet he's always going to talk crap about mulatto men and mulatto men, or don't trust them, blah, blah, blah. But he's married to mulatto woman. You notice the FBA Bantu. You notice the pathology and strategy. You guys, are you noticing? You noticing?
Barack Obama before we found out that he was a full-blown Sambo. The problem isn't whether or not the black community did or did not accept mixed blacks and made fun of them. The problem is the false equivalence between the treatment that mixed blacks experience in the black community versus what they experience while being a part of the dominant society.
He says dominant society. So we, like I said, FBA coded. We already know, pro-whack here, okay? The thing is, if you are a, he calls you quote unquote mixed black, you're a mulatto, you're not a black, okay? And like if you, what you experience in the quote unquote dominant society, there's money, resources. I mean, I don't understand like why you want to waste your time struggling being a loser with a perpetual victim class. I don't get it. Like what you're getting out of this. Where's the flex? I don't see these mulattoes like what they're flexing. I just don't see it. Like how this guy's positioning this is like, oh, well, you know, what they get from the quote unquote dominant society is worse from us. And I'm like, you have no leverage out here in the market. I don't understand. Like it's very, very flawed kind of positioning.
While any mistreatment that mixed blacks received at the hands of black folks is at worst bullying and at best petty roasting.
Like I said, he said at worst, it's bullying. What you get from blacks. He says it's worse is bullying. He said at best it's roasting. I told you that's what, see, whenever they mock your skin color, whenever they talk about your parents, very fucking personal, I might add. I've never had a white person ever mention my mom or anybody in my family. It's always some fucking black. Always. You don't like how I'm saying it? Fuck you. Do something about it. It's always a black who's going to mention your parent. Like, wow, this is very civil of you people. Very interesting. Very civil. And of course, there's no accountability. There's no course correction in their tribe, their community, which I don't expect. But again, the white liberals and Hispanic liberals, whatever, who own them, they're not making that correction. So they're going to continue to lose in these elections. But let's continue on with this.
The white supremacist does all that and even more.
And remember, with this pro-whack, he's going to speak for you. He's going to tell you, this is gaslighting, right? Blackistan gaslighting. He's going to tell you how the whites treat you and how the whites think. Look at this guy's big fucking nose covering half his face. This is a Bantu. He's going to tell you how white people think. This is a very common tactic for the Bantu. They're going to try to preach to mulattoes and tell mulattoes how white people think, when it's like, well, the white people, they're our family. They're our parents. We live in their communities. We're surrounded by them every day. So when we see a dark-skinned Bantu like you run up here, we're looking at you laughing like you're kind of out of place. You don't mix in here. We will always have a better job mixing in. We're lighter than you. Our phenotype is more fused within the European uh, symmetry. Like you're just out of place, boy. Like you're a dark skinned Bantu. It's just look at him. It's hilarious how they want to speak for white people for you. Oh, because they know they have knowledge. You need to pay me, boy. That you need to pay me. That's what you need to do. This whole idea you have some knowledge, information. That's cool. That's good. Okay. I have yet to see what you have that I can't find anywhere else, but you need to pay me. If you want to act like you can preach or something to me or tell me that you know white's better than me, look, you need to pay me at this point. I just, it's hilarious how they jump on here and try to tell mulattoes about their own damn family and heritage. It's hilarious. They don't get enough pushback. That's why they're very cocky with this. Not enough of you guys push back.
Some even notice how dark a lot of these mixed black folks are, and they'll terrorize them despite the fact that a lot of times they're actually white passing. I mean, just ask Meghan Markle and how folks was dealing with her baby.
And just ask her using a random, the thing is Meghan Markle, interesting because she married into one of the most powerful families on the planet. So don't let this low level 10,000 subscriber FBA Bantu like pretend like he knows what he's talking about. He's using an example. Look, Meghan Markle was already an actress. She married into one of the most elite families on the planet. And there's gonna be some controversy surrounding that, of course. Like you can't just waltz in there and be accepted into that family just by means. Like it's a very tricky situation. But yeah, this is the best you got is Meghan Markle, another lady, which I'm not surprised because you're a man. You want to talk about man and compare man to man. You got all these women. Yeah, because this whole tragic mulatto thing, you guys want to convince these women to deal with you. And you can't, a lot of times you can't get them here in the US. So you got to go abroad to other countries to get them. That's what it is. You want to convince Meghan Markle and Sage Steele and Doja Cat to deal with you, but why? You're weak and pathetic. Like they have all the options. You got women like with this Chase Infinity that this is who their people are basically like really pushing right now. I'm seeing like, oh, look at her chasing Infinity, chasing me. Okay, yeah, she's cool. But they're promoting her, but it's like a chick like that. Like she's not gonna deal with some Bantu guy like that. I doubt it. I doubt it. The ladies I see that deal with Bantus, like it's yeah. Yeah, they're either ghetto, they're overweight, they're like there's always factors there. They're low IQ. It's just it's not the most kind of health conscious, centered, stable women that deal with these type of lower end, lower caliber individuals. It's not yeah. Mulatto of means don't deal with these loser dudes. Whenever these chicks they got bastard kids by these guys, it's always the same thing. Yeah. Always from what I've basically observed being in these conversations.
And just like the mistreatment is seen as a false equivalence, so are the perceived benefits. Although from a racial standpoint they are 50-50, they either believe that they inherit the benefits of the dominant society, or they try to remove themselves entirely, like they're not a part of either community because
He's reading a script, but it's interesting. Let's tune in.
it's so heavy for them and it causes a lot of confusion.
And he's saying it's so heavy for them being a part of both communities, it causes confusion. You're the only one that sounds confused here. Like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why I'm here to provide clarity because I'm sitting here like, what the hell are you talking about? It provides confusion. They don't know which side to pick. You need to pick a side. Don't you know what side you is? Don't you know what side you belong? You belong to us. You are part of our group. You dig? Don't you know what you is? Like he's the one who sounds fucking confused, man. You don't understand the game, boy. Like you have no leverage out here. This crap you're talking, it only works with the suckers amongst us, the losers. And like I said, like moving forward, as I already prophesized, what I see with this, they're becoming few and far in between. Like there's not that many of them nowadays. I'm seeing all over the blogosphere. I see these people turn real quick. right? Once they get introduced to this material, other people's material, Mulatto mindset, shout out to him in the chat. Like once they see his videos, they realize, oh shit, yeah, they're different. They're not the same as a black person. And they're starting to basically observe the game. They're understanding the game. That's the critical part.
The thing is, white parents, however, know and see them as black, and other members of the dominant society will often manipulate their mixed family members to be their soldiers and to destroy, infiltrate, and dismantle black society.
That right there. And he said dominant society, like I said, FBA coded. You know, he's a black racist, black supremacist, Tariq Nasheed, FBA follower, Afrocentric. Right there, you already know. You're going to know the language he's going to use. He's a black supremacist. And he says, oh, the dominant society, right? That's the key thing there. And then he also says, oh, that they're going to be used by the whites to infiltrate and destroy black society. Those are damaging words. Those are damning words. So if you're a mixed race person and you identify as black, you're a fucking sucker. I mean, when you listen to this guy and what he's saying right here, like, how do you compute that? How do you deal with that? This guy's telling you that, oh, well, some of you're being sent by your white family to infiltrate and destroy black society. But see, this is the prevalent conspiracy theory within their black consciousness movement. The Chancellor Williams, the destruction of black civilization, this is what they all push at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if it's Anthony Broden, the Irritated Genie, Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson, all the black consciousness people within that space, they all push the same conspiracy, this anti-mulatto conspiracy, where they're saying you guys are being used and weaponized by white society to destroy black society. And you're in an interesting position as a mulatto because you're going to get it from the other end. The white society is going to say, well, the Kalergi plan, that the Jews are using mulattoes to destabilize white male hegemony, right? So if you get it from both, and my job here is to provide clarity for you guys, to analyze and see it from both angles. Anglos and Bantus, their messages is kind of mirrors each other, right? The conspiracies they push, it mirrors each other. So what does that do with you? What does it do with you? Stop being a bitch, build your own shit, connect with other men and women, build something, develop some faith, some trust. You know, what does that leave you? It leaves you, you already know what time it is. I'm not special. I'm just letting you know, you get a guy like this. With what he's saying here, he did this video like 2 weeks ago. They've been saying this for a minute now, a hot minute, several years. That's when I started to wake up. Within those pro-black spaces, I started to see this anti-mulatto trope they push, saying that we're being used by the white society against blacks. I'm like, what the fuck are mulattoes doing in these people's spaces? They clearly don't like us. They only like us if they can use us. If they can't use us, they want to position us to be like an enemy or an infiltrator or a spy, or the term they use is agent. That's a term that the Bantu will use as agent. I'm like, why are you still dealing with them? And you got a guy like this trying to position himself as being all like innocuous. And he's calling you guys agents. Yo, white mama use you to destroy black society. We're like, what the fuck? Where did this video game playing Bantu come up with this shit? This is real. Like, and it's common. That's the thing. It's common. When you examine them and their speech, their nomenclature within the blogosphere, they push this rhetoric to maneuver mulattoes to be in a kind of apologetic stance, to kind of, oh, well, you can trust me. I'm not like them, blah, blah, blah. Why are you even dealing with them? This boy ain't paying you or dancing for you. Why are you even fucking dealing with them? That's what I tell mulattoes. Like, I'm going to be stern and kind of firm and assertive and aggressive and unapologetic. And I definitely want to hurt your feelings, because especially if you're mulatto. If you're mulatto, I want to hurt your feelings. Okay. If you identify with Bantus who hate mulattoes, I want to hurt your feelings. I want your bitch ass to fucking show yourself so I can block you and just delete you off all the platforms. I don't want to deal with you weak asses, especially if you're mulatto. and you have nothing to say about this racist black, but you have everything to say about the mulatto man with the voice. I want you people to please show yourself. And one by one, little by little, you guys, you show yourself, and I have the pleasure of blocking you and excommunicating you. I do not want to deal with you weak fucking cowards because you are enablers for black supremacy. I'm done with you people. All right, let me continue on.
The thing is, white parents, however, know and see them as black, and other members of the dominant society will often manipulate their mixed family members to be their soldiers and to destroy, infiltrate, and dismantle black society from the inside.
That is crazy how this dork pushes that. He says that, oh, the white family members will manipulate mulattoes to infiltrate and destroy black society. That is the destruction of black civilization. That's the Chancellor Williams. That's the main conspiracies that the pro-blacks, black supremacists, and Afrocentrics push to target, to stigmatize mulattoes. You guys got to start to wake up, man. I've been talking about this shit for 3 years, at least 2 years now. I mean, I kind of started out kind of, ease my way into it, but at least 2 years for sure. I've been highlighting this point that this destruction of black civilization, when you analyze these FBA, pro-wax, Afrocentrics, it always goes back to the same exact argument. They don't trust you. They don't like you. They look at you as a spy, an enemy combatant. It's like, why haven't you figured this shit out yet when you're dealing with them? You got to make sure when you deal with them, you get something, you got to get some money out of them or at least laugh or whatever. Like, don't sit up in there and think you a part of you family. Okay, you're the family. Okay. Drake thought he was family too, but at least for him, he's a billionaire with a private jet. He don't give a shit. He's got all that money, but for the lower level mulatto who doesn't have that money, it's like, fuck, man, I feel bad for you. You still think you're a part of the hood and shit. Okay. And you guys end up following me. You guys end up finding me, and then you don't like my delivery. It's like, it's not my fault. You're a bitch. You still think you're black with your white mama and your white daddy. You still think you're black. That's on you, pussy. That's on you. I've already been here. I've been here trying to tell you guys they're spreading these conspiracies about you, trying to maneuver you in a position to be a subordinate. And their main target is the women. Like I said, the whole thing with this whole tragic mulatto, their main target's always going to be the women, right? But for the men, what the fuck are you doing? You're a mulatto. Where you at? What are you doing? What are you doing?
This is even proof that just because a white person gets with somebody who's black, gets in bed with them, that is, it doesn't absolve them from racism, because often they take their mixed offspring and then use them again as pawns. Something that I want to say.
The whites use the mixed offspring as pawns. It's funny because the same could be said about you. The blacks, they use mixed people as pawns to attack the white society and to attack the mixed society. The same could be said about you. You pro-blacks, you use mixed people to attack other mixed people that are pro-mixed or other white people who are just living their lives. Yeah, we see that, especially with me within the spaces I'm involved in. Like even on Facebook, I can say unapologetically biracial and gray. I love their page, probably the best page out here on social media as far as like the mulatto identity. And with their page, it's like there's a mixed person who's trolling and like attacking like the mixed spaces, and so these blacks, they use mixed people to attack mixed people. But you see, he's only going to frame it one way. Oh, what the whites are using mixed people to attack blacks. Yeah, but the blacks are using mixed to attack whites, and the blacks are using mixed to attack mixed. So there you go. Yeah, we see all of you. We're all taking notes. That's the best part about it.
About a lot of these mixed blacks that I'm talking about here is they end up in one of two places, and there's not really too much of a middle ground.
See, there's no reasoning with the black supremacist. He says there's no middle ground. If you're mixed black, you're either one or two places, meaning you're a good mixed or you're a bad mixed. This is an Afrocentric black racist. Analyze what he's saying. He's saying you're only in one or two places. He's saying there's no middle ground. When you deal with guys like a Dr. Umar, these black racist Afrocentrics, to them, it's like, oh, either you're pro black, or if you're not pro black, you're anti black. That's how they look at it. That's literally the positioning they have. There is no middle ground, because a guy like me, I'm just like, well, I'm not pro black. I'm not anti black. I have African heritage as part of who I am. I'm proud of that. I'm not pro black. Like, I don't identify with you people. Like, I don't have your same destiny. I don't share your same legacy as far as like the slavery. That's part of my family's heritage for sure. But like what you people are talking about with like reparations and like talking crap about black immigrants, like, I don't identify with you people. And I'm not out here pretending to be an Indian. Like, I'm not the same as you people, you know? So it's not a matter of being anti-black. I'm just not pro-black, you know? But this is the thing.
You either have mixed blacks who are like,
So like I said, with him, he's an absolutist. And him, he's very similar to Dr. Umar Johnson. You're either with them or you're against them. So they always position you to be this or that. There's no nuance or room for like a middle ground anywhere with them.
the Sage Steele, Malika Andrews types.
See, and he's always going to attack and target the women. I told you. And he has, like, here, Sage Steele. The pro-blacks, the Afrocentrics, the black supremacists, they don't like Sage Steele. They always use her as a sacrificial lamb because she didn't choose to lay down with a black guy and have bastard kids by a dark-skinned Bantu. See, those are the safe mulattas within the community, the baby mamas, right? A mulatto woman who has dignity, self-respect, she is firm in her identity. In the case of Sage Steele, her black father and her white mother are still married. So it just destroys all the stereotypes they put out there. Like, she still has a strong family unit. I follow her on her social, I think her Instagram. Like, she'll share pictures of like her, like the holiday season or Christmas or Thanksgiving, whatever. She's there. Her black father's there. Her white mom's there. Like, they're still married. Like, they got married during a time where it's like illegal for them to get married, but they still got married. That's the thing. And they see Sage Steele. They see her, you know, confident woman. I think she's tall too. She's like 6 feet or whatever, 5'10", tall, like confident mulatto woman. Is sports kind of broadcaster, announcer. She works in media. And they hate the fact that that woman, they look at her hair, the mulatto aesthetic, like she prefers white guys. They look at that as treason. This is why they always target Sage Steele. I have yet to see one comment that Sage Steele has ever made that was anti-black. I have yet to see one comment from any black on social media. None of them will tag me in a post. None of them will challenge me. None of them will email me and say, hey, Mulatto Vanguard, you're wrong. Look what Sage Steele said. Look what she did. She did coon. That's what a Bantu's going to say. I have yet to see. I've seen a few videos of these Bantus trying to say Sage Steele is anti-black, the biracial woman, right? Not one of these Bantus have ever given one example of what that woman has said or done as anti-black. They call anything anti-black. That's what you pussy, weak fucking mulattoes don't understand. You can hate me all you want, bitch, but I'm not going nowhere. It don't matter. None of them can ever mention or frame what that woman has said that's anti-black. The fact that she didn't choose to be bastardized by a dark-skinned Bantu, that to them is treason. That's why they're attacking her. They're using her as a sacrificial lamb. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no nice way to put this. This is what it is. Please tell me I'm lying, I'm wrong. When you guys put your comments in the comment section, I have a lot of dumb, illiterate fucking idiots who can't even spell, horrible grammar. Like, I don't know, English was their first language, but they suck at it. It's just very embarrassing. At least tell me what I'm saying is wrong. Provide me with some sources. None of you people can do that. That's the crazy part. You want to call Sage Steele anti-black, but where's the evidence?
Or you have those who are like, y'all.
Because with a guy like me, I don't give a shit what the fuck you call me. I'm dealing with you with power. You're going to give me something. Because all this, you weak, you light skin, or you don't have an identity, that's cool and all. But boy, when I'm in front of you, you're going to give me something, boy. I don't deal with you just for free. You can go talk to the hoes and be a bitch over there like that. But with me, you're going to give me something.
Boy, Colin Kaepernick. The Sage Steele and Malika Andrews types are typically the ones that get used as pawns because
He's saying get used as pawns. A mulatto woman with a job in broadcasting is getting used as a pawn. Oh, but Colin Kaepernick wasn't. The dude had a whole fucking Netflix special. The guy had a whole, and not only Netflix, another network, was it Hulu? I think Colin Kaepernick had a Hulu special and a Netflix special. And Colin Kaepernick was heavily sponsored by Ben and Jerry's ice cream. This guy had legit corporate sponsorship paying him to be this kind of protester kind of model. But you see, the Bantu, because it's part of their political agenda, they don't have an issue with that. They're not going to mention any of that. But when they see a Sage Steele, random lady, I don't like, you guys make her famous. It's funny for a guy like me doing this content, but like Sage Steele, like I never gave a shit about this stuff, but you guys make her famous because I know why you Bantu boys are upset with Sage Steele, because she doesn't prefer a dark-skinned Bantu as a male partner. They look at that as treason. They want to punish the women for not preferring them. And they praise a Colin Kaepernick. It's like, and it's like, yeah, all the corporate sponsorship, Ben and Jerry's, Hulu, Netflix, all these specials, his jersey sales, all this shit. But yet, he's not being used by the media machine. He's not being used by the kind of liberal establishment, if I can say that. No. Only the small time Sage Steele, like she's not like on primetime television. But they hate the fact that she's a mulatto, see, who doesn't prefer a dark skin Bantu. So they definitely try to pressure the women into identifying with them to bastardize and neutralize mulattoes. They got some of them. I mean, there's a bunch of biracial baby mama soldiers, but their influence is always dwindling. They'll never be able to stand on their own. They always got to hide behind a simp for any relevancy. And the simps, it's just, within the spaces, it's just, they're always dealt with. It's kind of embarrassing, and it's too easy. That's why it's just, let's move on to something more challenging. All right, let's continue on.
Because if you even think about the behavior of these two women, I mean, they are just historically known for just shitting on black men every chance they get. In media,
and he never provides examples of that, typical. He said these two women, he's talking about Sage Steele, some other broadcaster, I don't remember the name he mentioned, I don't know. There's no evidence that she quote unquote shits on black men. Remember, this boy, like they think that mulattoes belong to them. They prefer mulattoes over their own black women. They need to worry about their own damn dark-skinned women with their big-ass noses like him. He doesn't want the big-ass nose, dark-skinned black female with his complexion. No, he wants the small, skinny nose mulatto with the Eurocentric kind of, phenotype and complexion. Yeah, he wants the half-white woman. Right? He needs to worry about his own, the damn women who reflect him with big noses and dark skin. Oh, I'm sorry. He's brown skinned, guys. I'm sorry. He's a Sakatra. All African Americans are mixed. That's cool. You're okay. Your ass ain't mulatto. Okay. For the pussy, weak ass, light skins who want to jump up in here and play fucking stupid with me, I'm not going to play nice or play ball with you. Go talk to the pussy, bitch ass mulattoes who are going to be nice. I'm not going to be nice to you. All right. I'm going to let you know now. I'm going to let you know tomorrow and the day after.
Are two very concrete examples of this tragic mulatto being used as a pawn against black society. And I want to start with
that right there is the black supremacist conspiracy theory, saying the mulatto is being used as a pawn for black society. How is a mulatto being used, especially a guy like me? Like, I'm public with all of this, letting you know we're not the same. I'm not a part of your community. I'm not a part of your society. Okay, I gave it a shot in my 20s, failed miserably. It was a waste of time. And a lot of mulattoes who are millennials like me, they're coming to realize, they wasted their time. It's funny because a lot of you mulattoes, You come into these spaces, the conversation, and realize you waste your time. You were the loudest motherfuckers, the most pro-black mulattoes fighting for membership access. You wasted your damn time. You come to find out most of them, they're just cowards over there, kissing white ass. They want white acceptance. You're like, why are you as a mulatto fighting hard for people who don't even like respect themselves? You know, it's kind of pathetic. You got to reflect on that. And you guys find me, you're like, oh shit, this guy's speaking my language. But I'm saying that when you examine these type of people, it's always the same type of situation. You're being used as a pawn. When you should have been happy that we kind of were over there in your spot helping you out. But you're gonna have less of those numbers now, to be honest with you.
first. The first example of the tragic mulatto that is used specifically as a pawn against the Black community and is recently one of the best that I've seen is the Mary character in the movie Sinners. Thing about the Mary character was
Mary character. And thing is, I don't know about Sinners. I haven't seen it, just disclaimer, but I've heard about it. But let's hear what this guy has to say.
she was someone who yearned heavily for a sense of belonging. You know, she was a white passing mixed queen, but she would tussle often between.
He calls her queen too, a white passing mixed queen. Well, if she's white passing, she's not a black. Blacks can't black pass. All right, excuse me. Let me phrase. Blacks can't pass as white. Look at the guy on the screen. No one's gonna say this guy's mulatto. No one's gonna ask him, what do you mix with? Okay. You know. That's what's so funny, man, about like the mixed race, like the whole YouTube, you know, space and shit. And some of the characters you run into, man, they try their hardest to be mixed. It's quite hilarious, you know, like the reasoning they come up with, like I don't know. I think there's too many mulatto men, biracial men who have balls, who are waking up and starting to have, you know, have a voice towards like, yeah, you guys can't pretend and play dumb anymore. You know, there's too many of us now who are starting to see this shit. And that whole like nuance with the whole quote unquote golden nuance, they try to pretend like, oh, I'm an MGM, I'm mixed too. Yeah, you know, and we're looking at them. They look like this guy on the screen, dark skin Bantu. Oh, I'm sorry, guys, brown skin Bantu. Okay, it's just you're not mulatto, homie. You're not mulatto. Okay, and that's it. That's it. You know, best of luck to you, but you just got to stay in your lane and talk about fix your community. You're trying to include us in your group, and you want to sit there and say that we're like spies and shit. Like, I don't take that lightly. Like, that's a guy like me. I'm not like sitting here smiling at that. You want to position us to be enemy combatants and spies or something. I'm not a part of your group, bro. I'm public with this. So you can't use that label on me. And there's nothing tragic about me. I travel the world, okay? And have the time of my life while I travel the world. And I have a very comfortable life where I can jump up here at midnight just talking shit, making a couple dollars. You know, shout out to the dude, you know, who cash at me. I appreciate you, bro. Respect to you. And yeah, like that there's nothing tragic about my life. This is all fun. I'm doing it because of mulattoes. You guys make me proud, man. I see mulatto mindset. I see DC in the chat. Like, I see the proud mulattoes. Like, just the fact that you guys show up when I'm talking, I have a live stream. Like, I'm doing something. It's meaningful. What I'm doing is meaningful. It's making an impact. People know that they belong. They have a tribe. They have a place that they belong to. Like, I'm doing something that's very meaningful. And that to me encourages me enough. So let me continue on with this.
Wanting to be within Black society amongst Black people while navigating being amongst white people as well too. And she was married to a white man and thought it would be easier to thrive in the white passing world, even though she deeply was in love with her childhood sweetheart Stack. The scene where Mary,
and this is all fictional, if I'm not mistaken. Sinners, you guys can fill me in, but this is fiction from what I understand.
Went outside to speak to Remick and those other racist vampires was symbolic in that it showed the way that Mary was naive enough to believe she could reap the benefits of white society, or at least establish some type of good.
The funny thing is, they always try to like gaslight mulattoes. Oh, you think you're going to get the benefits of white society, but aren't we are? I mean, the dark skinned Bantus pedestalize us because we're mixed and light skin. Don't we benefit from like white society? We have adjacency, proximity to them. I mean, if we have wealthy white parents, we can inherit wealth from them. Like, don't we benefit from being like within like close proximity to white society? Because they try to maneuver that. You don't get no benefits. You ain't special. Blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, but you guys stay fixated on us, crying about us and what we got. That's the best part I always find funny. It's like, do you have benefits proximity to white society? I think I don't know, man. I talk a lot of shit. I piss a lot of people off, me myself. Doesn't matter what you are. You're Anglo, you're a Bantu, you're a little Mexican incel. The people that don't really get in my way are Asians. It's interesting. I think they're more peaceful. They don't really, there's no weird ego bullshit with Asians. With East Indians, so they classify them as South Asian. Yeah, because they're the biggest white ass kissers. So there is kind of a hierarchy there at play. So sometimes there's friction. I'm gonna be real. I think maybe the people in the UK can attest to that because they have a long history there. But United States, there's more of these type of folks kind of jumping up in here in the US. And I've already peeped game. I've told stories about this, man. And I was out there in Klamath Falls, Oregon, several years back. I had an encounter with one of the hotels I was at, an East Indian person. Like all the Anglos in there were cool, minding their business, eat like civilized white people. They were all like cool. I remember that. I didn't feel like weird or I was like the only person. Well, I was one of the people with brown skin. There was an Indian there with brown skin. Everyone there was like 30 people in this kind of small room. We're all white, pale, whatever, eating their food, and then just this Indian was like racist to me out of nowhere. So I already knew like, oh, okay, the hierarchy, yeah. They're familiar with the kind of the class system or the caste system, I should say, the caste system. They're familiar with it within their country. So when they go to Anglo-sphere countries, the Western countries like England or South Africa or Canada or United States, they're able to quickly get kind of plugged into the white supremacist network, if I can say that, because they're already familiar with the caste system where they come from. So with them, yeah, they're big Anglo ass kissers, but I don't know where I was getting with that. Just talking shit. What I'm saying is that yeah, because they're South Asian. Because like East Asians, like Chinese, Taiwanese, or Japanese or Korean, like I don't know, they don't kiss white ass like that. From what I see, like they're not like jumping overboard to throw my ass under the bus to appease a white person. I just don't see that. I don't know, my daily interactions or with business or whatever with these people, I just don't see that like this need for like white validation that I see from like Chicanos or East Indians or even black people, Bantus. Like this need for white validation is very disgusting. With a guy like me who's half white, I see this, especially now as an adult with my kind of articulation and vocabulary. I can express this, and I'm sitting there looking back like this is very weak and pathetic of you people. Like, how do you think it's going to work out for you in the long term? Once these mulattoes get their shit together, exchange resources, start doing business, building institutions, like, really, are you a suitable ally for us? I doubt it. We'll see. We'll see. The pussy weak, all inclusive mulattoes, they might beg to differ, but where are they at? They're in the same spot they've been the last 20 years. That's where they're at. All right.
Good natured camaraderie and rapport with them because she knew that being white was a part of her identity to a certain extent. But
Being white is part of her identity, but she's half white. She's white passing. So what the hell do you expect? They want you to be white, but acquiesce to black supremacy. Doesn't make any sense. Like they want literally quadroons and mulattoes to like serve dark skinned black people. Like this is the proposal here. He called her white passing, but well, yeah, well, no shit. Part of her identity is white. She's like white. Right? She's passes white. What's the issue here? Right? They want power over you, so they will forever gaslight you into their influence.
her getting bit and becoming a vampire was symbolic of how she now was.
This is some fairy tale shit. Like he used even this as his thumbnail. like I said, I'm doing this reaction. Shout out to Bunny Trixel Strange Mulatto who sent me this, and I appreciate that. And that's what kind of why I'm covering this because I saw so many flaws in his argument, even right away, like the first 2 minutes. I was like, this is too easy to debunk. This is that Afrocentric, black conspiracy theory, anti mulatto bullshit. What they don't realize is that mulatto voices are growing, mulatto spaces are growing. More and more mulattoes are waking up and they find our content. They're like, oh shit, why am I identifying with people who hate me, who put a target on my back? Why don't I go over here with the mulattoes who are just like me, who are just chill? You're mulatto. This is your spot. This is for you. Like I'm talking right now. The space is created for you. This is for you. You belong here. This is your spot. Like the mulatto is going to come over here. They're not like it's only the weak, conquered, sissified pussy mulattoes who still think that they're the world finna see me as black, and these pussies never travel the world. They never travel because once they travel, you're a mulatto. You realize, oh shit, everyone around the planet they don't look at you as a black. You go to Europe, you go to Africa, you go to Asia, you go to Caribbean, to Latin America. They don't see you as black, right? That's the best part about it. So you got these little knuckleheads who say the world gonna see you as black. They don't travel the world. Just so you know.
Manipulated to be one of their foot soldiers. And then when she was sent back into the black community, that being the juke joint, she tore it apart because after that, all the black people that were in there started becoming vampires. So it's very symbolic of how a lot of mixed blacks will get into black society and almost act like culture.
And of course, he uses Drake. Remember, he used Barack Obama and he showed an AI image of him eating biscuits. So you see his position. And for you light skinned African Americans, okay, for you light skinned African Americans who want to pretend to be mulatto, fucking listen up. All right. Because you see how this guy right here, this Bantu, big nose Bantu, okay, whatever, he's brown skin. I'm sorry, guys. He's not dark skin. He's brown. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to hurt your feeling. I don't give a fuck what the fuck he is. He's not mulatto, period. And he shouldn't be speaking for us. That's why I'm here providing my observation and analysis because I'm going to let him know what the deal is. He doesn't speak for me. I'm going to let the boy know that and the rest of you people out here. He's using Drake here. Remember earlier he used Barack Obama eating the biscuits. You guys notice that? You're noticing a trend, all you light skins, light skin African American, that's your people, your community, you light skin. You think it's normal for them to crack light skin jokes on you, but you crack a black skin joke. All of a sudden they call you colorist. But see, the roasting, remember it goes back to the beginning of this video. He's talking about it's just roasting. It's just roasting, yeah. When you're a light skin, you roast them. They say it's too much. I seen a shout out to the dude. I like the guy. One of my favorite like light skin content creators out here, light skin historian. Shout out to him. I remember he did a post before, like clowning, dark skins. He did a funny post, a funny meme post, and some pussy weak ass light skinned bitch jumped in the comment section. Oh man, you shouldn't post this. This is too much. Don't do this. It's always gonna be some pussy ass fucking weak light skinned bitch. Always. Who's, oh, you're going too far. Don't do that. But the dark skinned Bantu will clown your fucking ass forever. No problemo. So that's why I like a guy like light skinned historian. I like the nomenclature he's established. He talks about the shaming ritual. I really appreciate his content. I really like light skinned historian. I think he's definitely the male representative for the light skinned people, African Americans. And yeah, I just remember he did a post. What I thought was kind of funny. It was harsh. It was a low blow, but it's always some pussy weak light skinned bitch jumping in. Oh, you going too far. But when the dark skinned Bantu clowns your fucking weak ass, like it's you guys you accept it. You accept a shitty deal. I rather be the fucking racist. I rather be the anti-black. I rather be the fucking bully than be a bitch, than be a punk getting fucked out here. That's just me. I don't give a shit if any of you people, you unsubscribe, you unfollow, please block me. Get rid of you, you weak little hoes. Get the fuck out of here. There's always going to be someone else to jump up to support me. I've been doing this enough to where I kind of already know like the market. I'm established, and I give the respect and I promote as much as I can. But man, for you weak little softy hoes, like if you want to be a bastard baby mama or some loser to some black racist, please go over there. Go over there. Like it's and you don't have enough simps to help you out. Because I've been doing this enough. The simps they get toppled over. It's too easy for us. It's too easy. Okay. So I said a lot right there, and I just want to point this out because this dude here, he's showing a picture of Drake. He showed a picture of Obama eating biscuits. You see that? So he doesn't like the mulattoes who have white partners, and he doesn't like the biracial men. So what the fuck is this dude's problem with mulattoes? We're not a part of your group, boy. There shouldn't be a problem at all. Focus on your black shit. Fix your black shit, your community. Go kiss white ass. That's what you're known for, boy. Go do that. Why are you worried about quote unquote tragic mulattoes? Because he pushes the same black racist conspiracies that you're used to undermine black society. And I'm sitting here laughing like it's only the pussy weak ass mulattoes who deal with you guys. If they're not getting money, if they're dealing with you and they're getting money, they're a leader of you. That's one thing. I know a lot of these men because they reach out to me. They're making money over you. They're leaders of you. I tell these men, don't fuck your shit up. Don't fuck your bag up. Stay, get your money, you know. But the pussy weak ass mulattoes who deal with you, they're not getting money or any clout. Hey, man, they don't trust me. They don't like me. They make it known publicly they don't like me. I got one dude who's fucking homeless and shit, talking shit on me, building his whole YouTube channel, talking crap on me. The dude's fucking homeless and he acts like he's black. Like, bro, like I don't know what to say, man. Like, what the fuck, dude? Just figure out your shit, bro. Like, I'm the least of your problems, homie. Like, you could talk all the shit you want. You take your little boxing lessons and learn to throw a couple combos, but bro, I'm not like your problem, bro. Go figure it out. But you identify as black. I mean, you're just a joker. You're a mulatto who thinks you're black. So you're just a clown. Sorry, bro.
Cultures and maybe even tethers, you could say to a certain extent. And then they
Again, that right there, tether. So we've already analyzed all the coding, the language here. He says dominant society. He says he's tether. He just said that one, tether, dominant society. Another one he used that slips my mind at the moment. But yeah, the coding, the language he's using is all FBA black supremacist language. Anti-mulatto man. They're only pro-mulatta woman if she's a whore and can be bastardized by a dark skin, like the rapper Miss Mulatta. They punked her. They told her change your name. She changed her name. She got a BBL, and she's messing with dark skin guys. It's like that. It's her business, her career. She's kind of like a Cardi B, whatever person. It's that's just one lady, right? I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like it's just, but those are the safe mulattoes, right? If they can punk you, right? Punk you, bastardize you. Those are the safe ones. The ones they don't like, who are above all of them, is Drake. They got him here a blackface. The guy's got a private jet. He's a billionaire. What the fuck does he care about you?
almost act like culture vultures and maybe even tethers, you could say to a certain extent. And then they get inside castigating black people, mimicking them and cosplaying and doing all types of stuff that
Wait, cosplaying? How can you cosplay as a black? I thought you said mixed race blacks. So who's the confused one here? It's this dude here with the big nose. He's confused. How are you cosplaying? I thought they said they're mixed race blacks. So he's conflicted. How the hell can you cosplay what you are? I thought you're black. You guys see how this doesn't add up when you analyze them. Like they push their pathology, their Bantu pathology on the mulattoes. And it goes back to the comment. Shout out to the cat I saw the other day. Was it 50 Shades Gray? Shout out to him. He said it's external gaslighting us mulattoes into inferior submission. I love the way he framed it and phrased it, right? They want to gaslight you into submission to be a subordinate underneath them. How the fuck is that normal when you analyze this? That doesn't even make any sense. You know, who the hell's gonna be underneath this fucking weakling? Like, can you add what I played like 6 minutes, 7 minutes of this? Like, this shit sounds weak as fuck. Like, mulattoes are the least of your problems. Talking about undermining black society. You guys are already at the fucking bottom. Like, how are you gonna undermine you anyways? You're already underperforming everybody else. I don't understand. Like, what damage can mulattoes do? I just sit here and laugh at your ass because you're dumb and because you got mulattoes in your fucking mouth. You should shut the fuck up and go worry about something else. The mulattoes aren't your problem. Go talk and do something else, that weak little entertainment celebrity bullshit. Go do that. Go do the safe stuff. Don't worry about mulattoes because the more you open up your stupid fucking mouth, the more you empower us and motivate us to build.
That is destructive to the community. Now, another good example is the character Parker from the show Queen Sugar.
Another mulatto woman he's using as an example. How typical. See the hyper fixation on policing the mulatta and how she operates, right? Because that's their gateway to Major Raza, right? They want to improve the black race. They need mulattas to bring the European genetics, European genes into the black gene pool. You guys can laugh and play dumb all you want. This is real shit not many people talk about.
This was a character who was like a mirror to the character Charlie, who was also mixed. They both were classy, educated, beautiful, and politically affiliated mixed black queens. And they were trying to.
A mixed black queen, not a black queen, right? A mixed black, whatever the fuck that means. Just some confused mixed woman who thinks she's black because she acts ghetto and stupid, you know? And there's a few of them. I think more of what I see, whether it's here in the United States, the UK, a lot of the mulattoes, I said that they're mixed. They identify as mixed. So, but like this mixed black stuff, it's a minority, and a lot of these women, and then they follow me on my social media or whatever the circles I'm kind of engaged in. They kind of realize quickly they're kind of an outlier or a minority. Like they still hold on to this black shit, and a lot of times these ladies they're kind of silent and quiet because they know they look fucking stupid. Like you're not a black woman, ma'am. You have a white parent. Okay. You know, and I don't know, because these are the older ladies too. Like they're maybe my age, a little bit older. They're millennial or Gen Z X or whatever. Like, yeah. Yeah. You keep thinking you're black, you got a white parent. It's just it's not biologically possible. Culturally, you think you're black. Okay, let's see how get your bag, sis. It's all good, but little video vixen, you know, there's a few of them, you know, and shout out to them because those are the prettiest mulattoes that I've seen interact, you know, the video vixen, whatever. But the thing is that they're from a generation, they think sometimes they think they're still black, or the whites see you as black, like, well, because you act black, sis. You know, that's kind of a personal thing. Like, you know, get your elegance and class up. I'll just leave it at that. Let me continue on.
To make a lot of different things happen in New Orleans from their own mindset. So they were a lot alike, but their political mindsets and the way that they had certain camaraderies with different communities was totally different. Parker was tragic, though, however, because she was used as a pawn by this wealthy white family called the Landrys.
Fiction. He's trying to relate fiction to reality. This show Sinners, and he's claiming this woman is tragic because she was used as a pawn by white society, but yet blacks are used as pawns by white society every day, but no mention of that. But yet he has a hyper fixation because see, they're trying to shame mulattoes into identifying as black to kind of give this guy, like, they don't owe you shit. They don't owe the mixed guys a damn thing either. I know there's a lot of pussy incel mixed guys who think that the mixed chicks owe them shit, but you guys got to get out here and build. You guys got to get out here and do your shit. I don't understand. Like for a guy like me, I'm not special. I jump out here, I talk fucking shit, and then people reach out to me. Hey, I want to meet you. Hey, if you're over here, you're in town, let's get coffee. Like, I'm not fucking special, you know? So I don't understand. Like, and I see some of these guys, the comments, they act like these chicks like owe them something. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you building? Like, what are you known for? You know, and it's the same thing with this guy here. Like, he thinks he's gonna guilt trip these mixed women into identifying as black to deal with black guys. Like, they're always gonna go with that angle to shame these women into like identifying as black. And oh, you know, she was used as a pawn by the white society. But I'm like, why don't you challenge the blacks who are used by whites every damn day? Where's your videos on Candace Owens? Where's your videos on all these other blacks? Nope, no videos. Nope. Only fixated on what he desires, the mulatto, right? Because they desire mulattoes, they desire non-black women over their own black women. That's the real tea, the real conversation they need to have. Instead of trying to maneuver it and position this fake ass pro-black bullshit, like he gives a damn about the black community. You know he doesn't. If a white woman offered up some cheeks to this guy, he would say, screw the black community. He'd go hook up with the white chick. That's how they all are. That's all of them. That's how they all are. They don't give a shit about the black community. They only use this fake ass pro-black shit. I've said this a million times. They use that fake pro-black shit to flex and leverage over mulattoes. That's it. They use it to kind of the pro-black shit to pull rank over mixed people and mulattoes. I'm blacker than you. I'm really black. Like this Kendrick Lamar buffoon. That, and he was at the macrocosmic level. But at the microcosmic level, you see guys like him and these other people where that's what they do. That pro-whack shit, it's for the dark-skinned Bantu to pull leverage over the light-skinned and mulatto people. That's all it is. You guys haven't figured it out yet. You're going to figure it out. You listen to me. This is all it is. Please tell me I'm lying. Please. You guys got my email. Let me know. Put a comment. Tell me I'm lying. You know this guy is not really pro-black. He just wants the half white woman. You know, even if a full white woman, you know, jumped in front of him, some pog, you know, with some cheeks, he would sell out every fucking black on the planet for some white tail. I'm not surprised by any of these people. Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson, all these fucking scammers. Get out of here, man.
And they were trying to take the border loans land. And the border loans were Charlie's family who had a thing of land that they were trying to basically keep in the family. The thing was, Parker was doing everything that she could to make this happen and to make the border loans' lives hell. And then later she came to find out that even she was being used by her low-key racist ass dad, because what he was trying to do after they were making business deals and try to acquire the land and all this other stuff, he was going to try to sell Parker and her mother, her black mother's land. Because later what we find out is that she had some land that was really for her, and her actual name was Imani, but she was calling herself Parker, as if she was trying to establish a separate identity, which is kind
of... Hear that? Establish, honoring her European heritage. To them, like I said, they look at it as treason. He's saying, oh, separate identity. They want you to be a subordinate underneath them.
Kind of interesting, because I talked about how, you know, a lot of these mixed blacks will attempt to...
And he one drops, he's a black racist. He one drops and says mixed blacks. But then that same mixed black that he claims is a mixed black, he says, oh, they want a separate identity. We're like, dude, the only person here that's confused is you, bro. You have a guy like me who's sitting here telling you we're not the same as you. We don't look the same. We don't share the same destiny. We're genetically, biologically, we're not the same as you. Okay, I don't care about your 8% slave master DNA. I got over 50% European, not slave, none of the slave shit. My heritage, my lineage, we're not the same as you. Okay. And they're the ones who are conflicted with that reality. So they're trying to maneuver you with this kind of political hogwash, this mixed black and this one dropping mixed black. And it's just, and at the same time, he's going to say, well, you identify as white, or you side with them. You want a separate identity. We're like, Yeah.
to kind of separate themselves from blackness and whiteness by claiming something outside of that or just claiming nothing at all, saying I'm just, this person. So she kind of did that to a certain extent because there was another character on.
Remember, you see, and that's what he hates the mutability because he can't. He's always going to just be black. It doesn't matter if he goes to Spain, he goes to the Philippines, he goes to China, he goes to Brazil, he goes to Mexico. It doesn't matter where he goes. They look at him, the big ass nose, dark skin. You're just black. See, but the mixed person, wherever you go, they're going, what are you? Where are you from? Oh, you're American. Oh, you're mixed. A lot of mixed people in America. Yes. I've traveled the world. And yeah, and they know when they see in America, there's a lot of mixed people. We're making a name for ourselves. Shout out to Mulatto Mindset. I know he's basically an ambassador, doing this. And we're out here, we're getting the message out here globally. And that's the thing. We're rebranding our image to the public globally. Like it's the mixed race identity, the mulatto identity that, yeah, we're a people here. We're not the same as this guy you see on the screen. He wants to pretend like he speaks for us. This boy does not speak for me. I'm going to say this publicly. I'll say this in person, off the internet, anywhere I go. This boy doesn't speak for us. I got to come up here and correct this because they get super cocky thinking their voice still matters. And it's only with the pussy weak mulattoes who allow these people to speak for them and don't push back because they're going to get quote unquote outgrouped. But they're telling you you're not even a part of the group anyways. Well, you're a part of the group if you're underneath them as a subordinate. Gee, how does that feel? Like, and you guys are getting exposed. Like I say, especially you men. I'm going to focus on the men. Like you men who still think this is like plausible or acceptable. And I saw a video on TikTok the other day of a dude, mixed dude, who's like basically saying, man, we need our own mixed communities, blah, blah. I commented on his video. It's like, bro, we already got our own communities now. It's time for you to kind of step over here and kind of help us build. Basically, at this point, if you're a mixed guy, you got a black parent, you got a white parent, if you're still out here thinking like you're still trying to find your way in black society, bro, you're way behind at this point, man. I am not special. I'm telling you, I'm not special, but I'm looking at you, homie. Like you're way fucking behind. You haven't figured it out already. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
The show that pointed out that she was, a different person in the way that she was kind of presenting herself, because the way we had always seen her was that she was supposed to be kind of cold. She was very sharp. She was kind of about her business on her P's and Q's. She was somebody who was real cutthroat. But then there was a character who revealed that, she was a sweet person. She was a loving person. And she was someone who was much better than the way that she was presenting herself. Then her mother confirmed that because she said that she.
Yeah, it's just babble, Bantu babble about sinners, fairy tale.
Ownership. The reason why all this is important is because media often shows this type of image where, again, you have.
Yeah, you know what the image that media shows, that it's normal for a mixed woman like Cassie to get with a dark-skinned Bantu or Fulani or whatever, dark-skinned Bantu or dark-skinned Fulani, P. Diddy, okay? The media shows that it's normal for a dark-skinned guy like P. Diddy. Wasn't he with the Jennifer Lopez, the Latina? Then he got with Cassie Ventura, who's like half Latina, I believe, or she's multiracial. She's like white, black, and Asian or Hispanic, something, right? Okay. But he's with these non-black women. Yeah, the media shows that that's normal to have a dark-skinned Bantu, darker than the ace of spades, with a brown skin, mixed or non-black female. That's what the media shows that's normal. He doesn't want to talk about that though. No, he's only going to talk about how the media shows a mulatto woman who wants power, and the mulatto women and even mixed women in general get to the highest ascension of power in society anyways. Look at the lady Zoe Saldana. Okay, Zoe Saldana is the highest paid actress, grossing actress in the history, period, with her success in the film franchises that she's involved with. Look at Kamala Harris. He's the vice president, multiracial woman. So these women are already ascending to power right now. Like it's right now happening right now. They're already getting power. So I don't know whether this guy like still wants to like try to shame them or, oh, you're adjacency to whiteness or you try to attach yourself to whiteness. He's upset because he can't do it because you're black. You're not mixed. I don't know why you're talking about this mixed shit. You're black. You need to fix your community. Go help your women out, and like stay the fuck out of our business, bro. Like someone shared this video with me, Mulatto. Like I said, shout out to her, Bunny, Trixel Strange, and that tragic Mulatto guy uploaded this what 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. About 5,800 views. He's got 10K subs. And I'm like, why is this guy talking about tragic Mulatto? Like, go fucking worry about your own community, bro. Like, we already have the mulattoes have our own shit. Oh, I know you got a white mom. Okay, well, what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna keep because it's funny because the black mom ones, they're creeping up, they're coming up over here. They've always been over here. I mean, they've always been like supporters, they've always been connected with like the spaces and all that. It's just in the United States, most of the biracials have white moms, but that's a way for these like racist blacks to try to kind of separate us, right? So you got a white mom, you got a white mom. Yeah, well, got a lot of black mom ones that support me. So now what? So now that argument doesn't work anymore. Yeah.
Some mixed blacks who perceive that they can be an ally to their white family, but often all they're doing is being a hindrance to the progression of the black community. As
you see, by identifying with your white heritage, he's saying you're a hindrance to black progression. They literally want you to be a fucking slave to black people. And they're saying it in the nicest way possible. That's what's so damning about this when I analyze this guy. The way he's talking and critiquing using this kind of fairy tale, like sci-fi TV show Sinners and making it applicable to real life scenarios. He's literally sitting here trying to say, hey, you mixed quote unquote blacks, one dropping you. You need to stop identifying with their white heritage. Just be a part of our group. And we're just going to roast you. It's just roasting. That's all we do to you. But you're still black. Be underneath. They want you submission. It's so crazy how cocky they are. Like, and it's just like it comes off as very innocuous when I analyze this guy's video here. I'm like, he tries to make it sound like it's so non-threatening. Like he literally wants you mixed people to be underneath blacks. Like, how are you not offended by this guy? It's insane how they make it sound, man. Like so non-threatening. Like, how dare you? Don't identify with your white side. Just be underneath us blacks. And if you're not, well, you're racist, you know.
a whole. So I would encourage any of my mixed black followers who are watching this video or just in general to make sure that you kind of harness your inner Colin Kaepernick, because
there you go. He's saying you mixed blacks, you know, harness your inner quote unquote Colin Kaepernick, which is a stooge, a mulatto stooge, who's financed. He was adopted by white people, financed by white liberals, okay, to be a proxy. No thanks. No thanks. Colin Kaepernick got paid. He got a lot of money. And now where is he at now? He's married. He married a mixed race Egyptian lady, pretty lady. And he like, and I, you know, shout out to Colin Kaepernick. I think he messed around with the other mulatto. Was it a Brittany Renner, the kind of the IG fitness whatever baddie? Before she became a baby mama, he messed around. So he likes mulattoes. You know, he likes mixed women. Colin Kaepernick, so he has good taste. You know, shout out to him. And but where the hell is he at? Where the hell is he at? I don't care. Like he's got his bag. He has his contract with Hulu, Netflix, his little football deal. Like the jerseys, at least he's not contract playing, but he gets money off the sell of the jerseys and shit like that. So he wants you to be like to take a knee for dark-skinned Bantus who want to chase light-skinned women. Take a knee, you mulattoes. Take a knee so the dark skins can get the light-skinned women. You know, fucking pussy ass weak mixed dudes who still want to act like blacks. It's always going to be funny to me, man.
This brother accepts that he is still a black man despite having one white parent, and he stays on code any chance that he gets.
He stays on code. Yeah, he's getting paid, homie. He quote unquote stays on code. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's, Netflix, major corporations cutting him a check. Yeah, he stays on code. Yeah. As long as you blacks think, yeah, it's all like, how do I want to like articulate this? Like, it's just the machine is so intricate. this kind of liberal social justice warrior virtue signaling machine that feeds them information. It's so intricate and fine tuned where they'll think a grifter, a guy like Colin Kaepernick, is really like a savior and like he's helping them out when he's just filling his pockets up with corporate cash, but he's pro black, he's an activist, and like it's like all these corporate sponsorship. It's crazy. But these people are completely conquered. I mean, what do you expect? They're going to believe anything.
The ability to. So that is a choice that you can make. And as long as you accept yourself and the idea that there are some of us who accept you as a part of the black community,
quote unquote, there are some of us that accept you to the black community. See, he's trying to plead to you mixed people. He knows most of the blacks, they're racist. They're not like us. They not like us, right? They made it the #1 song, dancing, singing, talking shit about a biracial man, making false allegations about a biracial man to destroy the biracial man's reputation, which is very common in their community. They'll lie on biracial men making false allegations. That's part of their community, right? They celebrated that. After you all saw that happen, he's going to turn back and be like, oh, well, just, some of us don't accept you, but, just help us out and identify. No.
And you stay on code with us, then we ain't.
Stay on code, be a punk to him, be a subordinate. How does that sound? Well, like I said, again, I'm going to start from the beginning. Yeah, you have nothing to leverage here, though. That's the funny part. At least the Anglos, they can leverage the Chicanos, the Mexicans who just crossed the border. At least the Anglos, they can leverage their corporate positions, their visas. With the Indians, right? They have all these tech jobs and support. Even with the Philippines, they have offshore kind of connections with the support, customer service, and the support sector in the Philippines and in India. When you dial a 1-800 number, you got someone with a Filipino accent speaking English, or whatever in Indian. Because the Anglos, they can leverage their corporate influence and galvanize and get these groups to do their bidding. All right. But the Bantu you see on the screen, I'm sorry, the Sakatra, we all mix, we're all mixed. I got 15%, European DNA. I'm mixed. You're not a mulatto. Okay. Just so you know. Okay. I don't give a fuck what you are. Okay. But the fact is, you're not mulatto and you're speaking on mulattoes. That's why I'm here, boy. It's like Alakazam. That's why I'm here. That's why I've been summoned. And the mulatto lady, shout out to her, Bunny Trixel Strange. She emailed me, said, check this out, talk about this. So I'm here, unfiltered, and yeah. So you're not mulatto, but you're talking about mulattoes. That's a mistake right there. Okay, fix your own community. But yeah, like I said, the Anglos, they can kind of influence other groups to kind of do their bidding. They can hire them, pay them. But Bantus, this guy, they're not offering you mulattoes anything, not even a dime. They don't support you at all. They don't support your business. They don't support your content creation. They don't support anything. But yet they want you to sympathize with them and identify with them. What the fuck do you get out of it? See, the smart, elegant, well-to-do mulattoes, they already know what's up. And they're all like, that's what gives me kind of, I guess, courage or inspiration, right? And for sure, yeah, confidence. So I'm like, well, the mulattoes who have their shit together, who are focused on health and wellness and fitness and their business, like they don't fall for this shit. It's only like the loser chicks who fall for this shit, this pro-wax shit. And that's that's the way it is. And it's the same with the dudes, the loser mulatto dudes who think they want to act like a fucking Pookie from the hood or whatever. They're the only, and like I said, those ones are few and far in between. There's not that many more of them moving forward. Like those guys, like the numbers are getting smaller. Once they find channels and pages like mine, they realize they've been fucking hoodwinked and bamboozled into thinking they're black. Like they start to wake up, even though they still got their little Pookie tendencies and they still think they're I apologize for all the the curse words. I'm a little loose right now. I try to kind of keep more professional, but some of these guys who think they're still hood, they got the hood swag and all blah blah blah. But when they find my material, because I come across a lot of them, they realize, oh snaps, I think that they identify more as mulatto. They realize they're not the same as the guy they see on the screen. They're like, oh yeah, their parents, they're different, their heritage is different. Like, why are they pretending to act like this pro black guy who has an agenda? He's going to frame mixed people as being duplicitous and working for white supremacy. This is not your friend. Not your friend here.
The black community, and you stay on code with us, then we ain't got no problems, because
he's going to be speaking as a leader of the black community. He's a leader of the community. You stay on code with us, meaning be their bitch, their mule, do their bidding. Well, we ain't got no problems. You got to stay on code, mean being underneath them. But the dark-skinned Bantu doesn't have to be on code with you. The dark-skinned Bantu can mock you for having light skin. But when you mock the Bantu for having dark skin, oh, you a colorist. Oh, you anti-black. Oh, you a racist. Oh, wait a second. I thought we're the same people. I thought the white man sees us as the same. So who's lying here? Who's confused here? I'm trying to figure it out. I already have it figured out. I'm just a dude talking shit, on the internet. I already have it figured out. I'm just speaking for the other mulattoes who still have it. It hasn't clicked with them yet, right? On code. You gotta be on, but they never have to be on code with you. They can be criminals, drug dealers, scumbags, baby daddies, just straight savages. They could be the scum of the earth. They never have to be on code with you. But you, as a mulatto, you got to prove your blackness. You got to be on code with them. Subordination. Deny it, cancel it, detest it. Get the fuck away from them. Whenever you hear this language where they want you to prove something, get away from them.
Reality is that exists out there. Obviously, there's other examples of the tragic mulatto, right? But what I wanted to specifically focus on in this video was this idea that the tragic mulatto is often used as a pawn against Black society. But for those of you all who have seen a lot of these films, TV shows, and things.
Yeah, you did a horrible job. Your explanation has been very horrible. It hasn't been good at all. So, and completely debunked, at least to my standards. I'd love for someone to do a reaction, tell me I'm wrong. I'd love to see what you got for me. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Mulatto Mindset, shout out to you. They want to weaponize their own confusion onto us precisely. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it is. Their own confusion. They want to weaponize their own confusion onto us. Very sick, sadistic type of mindset that they try to push. They don't even know what, like, he's calling it mixed black, and then he's sitting there, well, you identify with your white side. I don't trust you. You got to go through this test. Like, what I'm saying, the mulattoes and mulattoes who have dignity and pride, they're not falling for this crap. Like, I'm trying to see, like, who's really falling for this. That guy made that video 2 weeks ago. He's not a mulatto, but he's talking about mulattoes. Okay, the mulattoes, we have our YouTube channels now. We have our social media now. We have our businesses now. We're out here. We're growing. So I'm like, why is this guy talking about us? We're not worried about you. They still want to speak for us and act like they have some leverage to kind of get us back. See, and they know they don't have shit. So what they're going to do is, well, the white man going to remind you, I don't give a fuck with the white boy. I'm not worried about him. We'll deal with that when he crosses that line. We're talking about you now. But they always have to default on their white massa to try to put you in line to serve Bantus. That's why they work together, the Anglos and Bantus. Mulatto Mindset, you already figured it out, man. You're way ahead of the curve. A lot of these other people here who just tune in and just like find this shit, like they're barely figuring this out. Like, you're already way ahead of the curve. You already understand. It's funny how the Bantu will always call on the white supremacist system to help him get mulattoes in check. This is why something's up. So they tell on themselves. They sit there and try to kind of gaslight you and say, oh, well, you side with the whites against Black society. But whenever the mulatto doesn't want to be down with the Black bullshit, that Black is the first one to call on his white massa to try to humble the mulatto. So they're liars, right? And like you said, they weaponize their own pathology and confusion onto us. The game has already been exposed. The game, like, we already cracked the code over here. And as I said, once you crack the code, they're going to call you anti-Black. because they know that you've exposed them. That's a contradiction I've been thinking about recently. Our rebuttal should be, if we are tragic, how can we have privilege? Exactly. To them, two can exist at the same, I guess, according to them. Great point. Next month is Black History Month. Our community needs to make clear all of the mulattoes that they are going to claim as Black history. Oh, yeah. W.E.B. Du Bois, Frederick Douglass, Barack Obama, Alicia Keys, Holly Berry, Adam Clayton Powell, Thurgood Marshall, Colin Powell. The list goes on and on. Now, it's a very long list, Bob Marley. It's a long list. Yeah. They're going to claim all of us, all mulattoes, as part of Black history. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Great point next month. Yeah. Shout out to you, bro. Mixed blacks, we're half white. Who don't they ever say mixed whites? They never say mixed whites, do they? Yeah. Never. These people want us as a servant class. Mix is a singular term. Exactly. They want us to be subordinates. Like I said, and I analyzed a clip, like they're very kind of innocuous with their kind of pitch to try to maneuver mulattoes to be underneath them. They make it sound very kind of innocuous, non-threatening. I'm like, what the fuck? You listen to the guy, clearly like he wants us to be underneath him, begging him for like acceptance. Oh, am I on code? Am I doing something that's on code? Am I voting for Democrats? And am I saying black women are the prettiest and best when they're not? Am I doing that? Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to be an Inuk. I think that's the term they use. Like they want you to promote women who don't even fucking like you in their black community. What a shitty fucking deal. Only the weak pussy mulattoes amongst us deal with that shit. The mulatto men who got their shit together, they don't fuck around with these fools. Like, what the fuck? They get money, they get bitches, they got status, they got people that rock with them. They're already plugged into other networks. Like, they don't waste their time with this weak shit. Like, who the hell is going to put black women above as the best? That is the black man's job. But it's funny because you don't see them doing that too often. The pro-wax pretend, but the pro-wax want to one-drop mix women into blackness, as you saw with the video I just shared. He was talking about Sage Steele, Meghan Markle, and his other sinners, imaginary mulatto on sinners. They're fixated on the mixed woman because they prefer a half-white woman over their own black woman. It's something black women know, but a lot of these black women are too coward to confront their own men. So they lash out and attack mixed people for the fact that their own men don't even desire them the way they desire half white women. Let's be real. So yeah, they for sure, they project their pathology onto us as if we're an issue. Like they got to fix their own fucking community, man. Like we already have our mulatto channels and like we're already good. I don't know like why they're talking about us as if we're not going to listen or kind of respond. Who else was treated better at the dominant society 90% of the time? Even when I wasn't happy with dominant society, I was at least benefiting off of them. Meghan Markle, Holly Berry, Mariah Carey. You put putting a target on our backs. He's putting a target on our backs, so don't trust mulattoes. Yeah, and that's what all the Afrocentrics do. That's what they all do. That's what they all do. Yeah, Tariq Nasheed, he's made his Hidden Color movies saying, don't trust us, the long condos, they're going to sell out blacks for whites. That's what they all do, yeah. They're Afrocentric, the pro-WAC, when they use the FBA pro-WAC shit, the coding that they have there, it's the same, it all goes back to the same rhetoric. There's suspicion with us, don't trust us. And I'm public, I'm saying, hey, I'm not a part of your guys' community. You guys talk about us, we're going to talk about you. I'm not a part of your group, your community, straight up. Maybe there's some overlap. There's some understanding politically. Like there's some things that we could definitely align with you on. For sure, I would definitely agree with that. But like, yeah, they overstep their boundaries and they're being corrected right now. What society he means? Section 8, that's funded white America. Black society is already broken due to choices of their society. Yeah, they're broken, just bad habits, right? Yeah, I mean, just the baby mamas and the hip hop has just gotten out of control. Afro-Latinos and Africans have a stronger cultures. This nigga's fertility rate is literally 1.5. Like they ain't gonna be around. I don't know. Well, they want to major la raza. That's why that guy is, he wants mulattoes. They want to bring mixed genetics into the African American gene pool. They want access to mixed people. They're trying to plead with us. Like I said, they have no leverage. With the Anglos, they actually got some money, their economy. They can incentivize with their industry for H-1B visas for the Indians or for the Latinos to help them with construction, whatever. Like they can incentivize these other groups to side with Anglos. Anglos can do that. Bantus, they have no leverage. It's only this fake ass hood swag bullshit. Just so you can walk around and say, my nigga, you listen to hip hop. It's some weak, primitive shit. Like there's nothing tangible with that. It's this fake ass street cred, this kind of social clout, only with your little weak, broke, stupid like circle. You want to act like you're cool or whatever, because that's all it is. Like there's no money. It doesn't translate to money. You have some guys who do make a lot of money, billions, like a Drake. But look what happens once you get out of pocket. You get too big for your britches. All of a sudden, the Bantu hive mindset, they clamp down on you. So you got guys like Drake who's kind of benefited from that, but the Bantus will remind you, and that's the interesting thing. He put DC, shout out DC, says these hoes really think they have our whole destiny mentality figured out. I know that's a sad part. They want to map out our whole destiny, but yet they don't know what the fuck they're doing with their lives. Like they're living for white acceptance, white approval. That's why he talks about the dominant society, all this FBA shit with Tariq and dominant society. Like they live for white validation. They measure their success based off how white people see them. Mulattoes, we're half white. Like we don't give a shit. We're just gonna exist. We're gonna always be here. We're never going anywhere, and we're gonna grow. And that's kind of my job here to usher in that the growth of this consciousness. Our whole destiny mentality, that is, as to how we will act, is so predictable. The rhetoric, yeah, the rhetoric is just black supremacy, right? We're starting to articulate this and observe this, and they're very innocuous with it. That's the whole key thing here. We're trying to maneuver you into accept, being a subordinate. They're very like innocuous with the language. Well, I don't trust you. If you're on code, then we'll be cool with you. We're like, wait, what the fuck does that even mean? If we're on code, what if your black ass is not on code with the mulattoes? Then we got to make sure you get in your place. Oh, but you see, majority rules, minority loses. That's the quiet part they're not going to say out loud. Maybe you mulattoes should kind of tune in and listen. The ninja is stupid. Yeah. Oh, he says Mary was a quadroon. Oh, from the show. Yeah. When someone calls one a queen, I'd be cautious. What about a mixed queen? I don't know. I call some people, if it's earned, I would say. I don't use that term like loosely, but I've called a few. Shout out to Patrick in the house. Says he's saying tragic mulattoes. He got that from that Coach Greg Adams Cooney Tune. Yeah. Coach Greg Adams is another bitch. Coach Greg Adams, he's got mixed kids. He's got mulatto kids. He has a mulatto daughter, mulatto son, and they're probably going to be adults pretty soon in the next few years. He's had his kids for a while. Coach Greg Adams. I haven't listened to him, heard him in a minute, but I know who he is. Yeah, he's a character, man. Like that guy's a character, but he's an entertainer. He's a YouTube entertainer. So it's all like the coon content. Yeah. And he's another guy. And I know you've talked about it, Patrick. And I've talked about it too on my channel, where the guy, Coach Greg Adams, called this woman like a half breed or something, mixed breed. And yet the guy's got mixed kids. We're like, and the same thing with him and another guy, the Republican dunce, the Officer Tatum, conservative guy. Same shit, man. He's got mixed kids, mulatto kids, and he's like, the half breed to appease their white audience, essentially. It's like, oh, interesting. I'm tuning in. I'm listening. I noticed that. Yeah, these some characters, man. Oh, and yeah, and on the whole the fucking weak ass like Mexican incels and shit. Yeah, man, that's the whole thing, dudes. They're upset. They're upset that a lot of those chicks, like, we don't even have to try. Even one of the areas that I work in, there's a couple of them, Chicanas, Latinas, Chicanas, Mexican American, first gen, where it's like, bro, they give us like choosing signals. They're eyeballing us. They're seeking us out. And there's a couple other like older Latinas like, no, I don't, no, I'm super picky with the chicks, but a lot of them like us. A lot of them like us, and we're in a position where we can be picky and we can kind of pick and choose. Okay, no, I want this chick. I like this one. And that's what you see with these dudes who jump on, like they jumped on your channel. I think that dude jumped on my channel. I just blocked his ass. I already knew this hoe. I heard about that guy like several years back when I first started this channel. That dude still barely has any subscribers, and he's still talking shit about biracial guys and mixed guys. Like no one's even worried about this Mexican. I don't, it's just, it's embarrassing. Like, bro, everyone has access to those chicks anyways. It's not like, it's not even a flex. He's worried about us. Like, I don't, what is he gonna get? Like some subscribers? Like, I don't, fuck, dude. He's struggling because he's been doing this shit longer than me, and he's still struggling to get some type of like audience or traction. I don't fucking know, bro. Black Americans love saying that they're all so mixed, or that they look Dominican while looking like him. Yeah, I know. Hey, shout out to you, bro. I think you're Dominican cat. Shout out to you. Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. See, they have to claim the mixed people to pretend like they're so diverse. Yeah. But you wonder, like, all the people they give praise to are dark skinned Bantus, like Nina Simone, Tyrese Gibson, Lauryn Hill. Right? The dark skinned Bantus always promote Lauryn Hill. And I like Lauryn Hill. She's very talented. I like Lauryn Hill. She can sing R&B, sing style, and she can rap. She's a good rapper. So I'm a fan musically of Lauryn Hill. I like her. But I'm just saying that with dark skinned Bantus, they always promote their own. They know the difference, right? But then they try to lie and pretend like they're so diverse. But yet they're always kind of they have favoritism, I guess I can say, or yeah, towards other dark skinned Bantus. Yeah, Nina Simone and Tyrese and Kevin Hart. They always tend to kind of lean more towards like this colorism, like the pro dark skin, but they pretend like they're so diverse. Sinners is racist and colorist. I've never seen it. I know it's a little fairy tale sci-fi show. I've never seen it, so I don't know. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you tuning in, man. You're in Thailand. There's a video of a black dude getting knocked out by his biracial son for being abusive. Yeah, I haven't seen it. You can email me though, bro. I got an email right here. If you want to email me the clip, then I'll check it out. He said, I wish I can send it to you. Yeah, you just email me. They made a joke about light-skinned women being evil, and there's a video about light-skinned. Yeah, there's a video about it. I don't know how many views. It's got a ton of views. I've seen it. A couple people like share it. I don't think I have like watched the whole video myself personally. Like I said, there's a lot going on, so it's like it's priority. If you're mulatto, like I know I already trust you, whatever the source, you're mulatto, you share me stuff and I watch it, the clip. It's like, okay, I'll come up here and talk about it. But the video you're talking about, I have seen it, Evil Light Skin. I've seen it, meaning I've seen the thumbnail, the title. That's what I mean. Okay. But watching the whole clip, I don't really know. But yeah, it was all they're just talking crap on women because like those are the dark skinned guys who want to like shame the women to dealing with them. And these guys have to go elsewhere to get the type of chicks they want. Because the women in America, they have a lot of fucking leverage. They have a lot of power. Look at the most powerful, like I said, Zoe Saldana, highest paid actress. Kamala Harris, most powerful. So it's like the mixed women already have a lot of power. And so these guys have to compete. And they're upset when they choose mixed guys. They hate that. And as well, when these women choose white guys, then they call them tragic mulattoes, like a Sage Steele or something. They call it tragic. How, when she's a millionaire making money, both of her parents are married, successful, and you're like a angry, broke black guy talking shit. I would rather be tragic. I'll never trade places with any of you people. None of you. I think Chris Rock made a joke about that too. It's like, yeah, I don't want to trade places with Michael Jordan. I don't want to trade places with Floyd Mayweather. I don't want to trade places with Mike Tyson. I don't want to trade places with Kevin Hart. I don't want to be a dark-skinned Bantu. I'm not interested. I rather be who I am is perfect. I like who I am. I want to connect with other people who are mulattoes who like who they are. That's my job here. So I'm talking to you guys, right? He started to insult them, talking about their whites, effeminate, weak boys. Oh, right. And so the mixed female goes into the black community, has infiltrated, corrupted. Yeah, right. Yeah. The thing is, yeah, the mixed woman, yeah, the mixed woman goes into the black community to be absorbed into the black monolith because the dark skinned Bantu male wants the European genes. See, it's like they already have the game kind of figured out where they can trick them. They want to use the mixed women to bastardize them, right? Neutralize mixed people and also put a battery in their back with their liberal social justice warrior rhetoric to attack the men. But then it's like if the women kind of get out of bounds or kind of negotiate for power, then they'll be like, "Oh, you just a spy. See, you got a white mom. You just trying to undermine black society." But the blacks brought them in. You know, they got the game all fucked up. That shit's funny. I'm just an outside observer. Silo Blue Veins gang. Good stream. Shout out to you. Yeah, the Blue Vein Society is already here. I don't know who the idiots are who are trying to like shame the Blue Vein Society. You got some people still, these like kind of quote unquote mixed blacks, black identified mixed people. Please tag me in your next video. Please reach out to me. Please critique me. You know, I think the last one who did that was like a year ago. I see the Owl shows in the chat. He was telling me some channel, some pro-black channel. They never tagged me in shit, but I guess you were telling me they were talking about me. Please tag me next time. You know, these mixed blacks who are against the Blue Vein Society, but Bantus already have their version of the Blue Vein Society. See, what they've done is they've undermined and excluded the mixed and mulatto men. They brought in the mixed women, and then they put the dark-skinned black women as like on the outside, kind of like as a second option choice. If they can't get the mulatto woman, if there's not enough of them for them to get, then they'll just bring in the black woman, right? That they already have their own Blue Vein Society. Like I saw a comment from someone who posted that on some channel. Maybe it was like shout out to Light Skin History. But yeah, the Bantus already have their Blue Vein Society. They replaced the black women with mixed women, and they kicked out the mulatto men. They crack all their little light skin jokes. Everyone gets this except for you guys. You guys are the hard time figuring this out. I think everyone over here, you guys figured it out. You right here, the commenter, I see Patrick, he's figured it out. I see the mulatto Ronan, he's figured it out. Val, in mulatto mindset, everyone in the chat, you guys figured it out. You guys already know what's up, what time it is, but it's just there's a lot of still pussy, weak ass mulattoes who still think somehow they're special, or that they understand that the kind of the black plight more than the rest of us who have already fucking lived it and done this. And they're just upset that we're using our voice, articulating it, providing a kind of a different viewpoint that's not always socially acceptable, but it's irrefutable. That's the thing. They can't tag me and tell me what I'm saying is wrong. They're just going to ad hominem attack, and you're anti-black. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? What else are you going to do about it? Like, I see this on Facebook all the time, too, when I post. Well, what are you're not going to do nothing. You guys have troll accounts, fake-ass troll accounts. Like, none of you guys provide it. It's just, yeah. So Patrick puts here, but yet they constantly keep chasing mixed women to have children with, right? Now would they to children with infiltrate who's trying to corrupt the community? Yeah, it's dark-skinned blacks. Dark-skinned blacks, the males who are corrupting their own community with drugs, violence, abusing women. Yeah, they don't want me saying that, but they need to check their own when they push these conspiracies about mixed people trying to infiltrate. When they bring in the mixed women, look at all their hip-hop videos. It's all mixed women. But then they're trying to put this on, oh, it's the white people with the white mom. They got the raising a biracial. It's a mulatto agenda. They're trying to undermine black society, but it's all these dark-skinned blacks with their mixed fetish. So it's the dark-skinned black who's corrupting and undermining the mixed or the black community. That's why I get a kick out of it and laugh. I'm like, any mixed guy who still identifies as black is a fucking pussy and a bitch that I will never have respect for. It makes no sense when you analyze all this information, all their rhetoric, all these videos on YouTube, the blogosphere, Instagram, TikTok, it doesn't matter. When you analyze them, you're like, this doesn't make any sense. Like they want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want mixed women in their group. Okay, they're a little dark skinned Bantu blue vein society. But at the same time, if the mixed person doesn't do what they want, then they say, oh, you're just a plant, you're an agent from white society. Like, who invited these people to the cookout? I'm over at the sushi bar. I don't know. I'm at the barbecue spot. I don't know. I'm not at the cookout, bro. I'm not, fuck that. Hilarious. Yeah, their arguments fall flat. Like I said, it's only the pussy weak ones who still think it's acceptable. It's an obsession, lust, a fetish. They constantly covet someone's wife. Mulatto Ronan says facts. And then shout out to Val in the chat. You put, they're obsessed with the stereotypical quintessential ghetto mixed girl, but they yearn for the classy mixed woman. Yeah, like the Chase Infinity. I think I have her as a thumbnail. Yeah, I have her as a thumbnail. It's a Chase Infinity. Yeah, they want the classy mixed woman who's well mannered, respectable, dignified. Yeah, that's the one because they want to conquer her and bastardize her. They want to taint her. Exactly. But you're right. The ones they typically get are like the lotto chick with the BBL, right? The big lotto, those are the ones, and the Eve or whatever. I think that's her name. You know, but then they're upset when they can't get like the Doja Cat, who's fucking talented. And it's like he's got options, who's got money, status, whatever, talented connections, and they hate on her. And yeah, Sage Steele, another one, older lady, but definitely made her way within the media apparatus, well connected, and etc. Like they hate on the mixed women like that, who are articulate, who can hold their own. Yeah, they want the ghetto knucklehead ones who are basically stuck with black guys. Like no other race of man like takes them seriously. It's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys. I just, like I said, I with these live streams nowadays, man, I'm just hopping up here when I can to chop it up. I appreciate you guys being up in here late in the evening. Drake keeps these Bantus in her feelings. Yeah, he's an idiot saying cosplay. Yeah, man. I mean, even I saw a video was on TikTok with the ASAP Rocky. Even black people are clowning his ass now. Like they're clowning these because they have to have Drake's name in their mouth in order to be like popping. ASAP Rocky is like a pet dog to Rihanna. Rihanna is more successful than him, makes more money. And a lot of these women, that's at the macrocosmic level, but like a Rihanna and Cardi B was the same thing with Offset. They get these guys as like pet dogs, as like props. They got these rappers, like this other lady, what's her name? A Jenner, Kylie Jenner. She has the Travis Scott. When you look at that relationship dynamic, you're like, okay, this rapper is like an accessory, like a pet dog to this powerful woman who's a billionaire. Same thing with Cardi B and an Offset. She has more money than him. She's more successful than him. He's like a pet accessory. Same thing with Rihanna, billionaire, her fashion business. She's got ASAP Rocky. And he just dropped an album that no one's listening to. Even other black people are clowning his ass because this guy is doing like modeling and shit. And like all he's known for is being a side chick to Rihanna. Rihanna is the show. Rihanna is the star. This ASAP Rocky is just like the sidekick. That's fucking embarrassing as a man. How can you have how is that respectable as a man? That's why as a mulatto, you cannot be underneath them. You can't identify with them. They allow women to be above them. You look at these rappers, they're supposedly from the hood. They're tough. This fucking Offset from Migos with Cardi B, this Travis Scott with this Kardashian, and then this ASAP Rocky with Rihanna. Like this is a bad look for the dark-skinned Bantu. You're a bitch, and underneath these women who are powerful, hey, that's good for you. I guess you get in the bag, whatever. You got these women, but you're like a pet to these chicks. Like, and they're clowning this fool, fucking ASAP Rocky, because he drops his music. No one gives a shit. His songs suck. His music's weak. I'm not gonna bump it or play it. I'll bump Drake. You guys know me. I like the R&B, the smooth shit. I like it all. I like heavy metal and hip hop and jazz and classical. I like Drake stuff. Am I gonna play ASAP Rocky? Nah. They're clowning his ass. I saw on TikTok. I'm never really fit in with one side more than the other. I think I saw this guy's video. It came up an algorithm. I don't get why he's interested. Yeah, why is he interested in biracial people? Well, the women that Al, Al, you've been around a minute long enough, he's interested in the women. That's why he showed a picture of Barack Obama eating biscuits. I'm like, Barack Obama is just like every other fucking president that I can remember. They're completely controlled opposition. You think Barack Obama's bad? Yeah, Trump is just as bad. Just like George Bush, just like Bill Clinton. These guys are all controlled. Like these are so. But why does he single out Barack Obama? Because he's a biracial man. Just like he singled out Drake. He did the whole blackface thing. See, that's the motive there. They're competing with the biracial men for access to biracial women. And a lot of biracial men don't even know that there's a silent kind of competition happening right in front of them with media. They don't even know when they analyze information that there's shout out to Mulatto Mindset, because I like the way he frames it. He calls it like a drip campaign, that there is literally a campaign out here with media and all. They have more numbers than you, dark skinned Bantu, so they can flood YouTube, TikTok, the algorithm, the social media airwaves with their propaganda videos trying to undermine and slander mulatto men and lighter skinned men, mixed men. They have all the numbers in these videos they put out here trying to make us seem weaker and us seem like we're stupid or inferior or something like that. And that's what you saw with that guy right there in the video I played. He just wants the chicks. So that's why you say he's interested in biracial people. He's interested in biracial women, but he wants to say, well, you got to prove your blackness. And this On a Sinner show, this imaginary quadroon, she identified with her white side, and that's problematic. Like, what? They keep trying this with us. In 2016, they're still trying. Or what am I? I'm tripping. 2026. I said 2016 because I know there's like a trend right now where they're doing like a 10-year, like, what were you doing in 2016? Or let me see a picture of you. I was doing jiu-jitsu fucking full time in 2016, what I remember, yeah. I was hiking in California all throughout SoCal and doing jiu-jitsu full time. What am I doing now? Same shit, just taking it globally, basically. So Val says, sorry, but there are simply zero benefits to identifying as black. It benefits them, it hurts us. Thank you. That's why I love you, Val. Thank you. Couldn't have said it better myself. I think when this guy tried to write off the very real bullying and harassment that happens to a number of mixed race people, he was just another monoracial person who looks down on biracial exactly because he makes it seem like it's just roasting. Remember, when they clown you for being mixed, when they clown you for being light skinned and they say you're weak and soft, remember, to them, it's acceptable. It's just roasting. But if you clown them for being savages or being dark skinned or being dirty or criminals, all of a sudden they're going to say you're anti-black. All of a sudden, you see that? All of a sudden you're colorist. So it's okay for them to be racist to you, but when you clap back and match that energy, you're demonized. The only reason why they're able to quote unquote get away with it is because when you deal with them, you're a minority amongst them. That's why it's called the dark skin community, the Bantus. They're majority dark skin. And you're light skin, you're a mix, you're MGM, whatever the hell you are, like you're a minority amongst them. They have more numbers than you. So they're able to drown you out, drown your voices out. This is why it makes it seem like their voice is more impactful than it really is, because you're putting yourself in a position where they have more numbers than you. So it's like you're kind of going up. It's like a battle you're going to lose, essentially. Don't play their game. The golden race won't be confused no more. Okay, thanks to you, I understand the whole thing of your goal, and because that I've been light-skinned thing. Doesn't make logic sense to have kids with a white woman, then make comments about pale people. Oh, and thanks to you for making me understand the importance of what you're doing. I've been a light-skinned phase. I don't know. All the time they hate it because we can get them without struggle. Yeah, like I talk about the Latina chicks. Yeah, bro. Like in one of the places I work at, it's just it's in a position where you can choose. Like you can literally choose the chicks you want to interact and deal with, where it's like, yeah, the older ones who are phased out, whatever, they maybe got kids by someone. Okay, you're just, oh, I'm nice. I'm a cordial guy. I'm nice. But it's like, hey, I know she likes me. She's touching me and stuff. But like, okay. Okay. But then, yeah, the one who's like 26 years old, just like, and she's looking at you, and I'm in my mid 30s. So whatever. And the thing is, like, yeah, she's looking at you and like, you chop it up with her. See, that's why the dudes are upset, bro. I know you know that. I think you work in like medicine or whatnot in healthcare. And so, and even in your environment, like I know or whatever you're in university or neighborhood you're at, bro. But I know it's exactly the same with you, man. When you're around these people, like, yeah, they're upset because you have access to those women. And I'm from California. I don't know exactly where you're at, bro, in the country, but I'm from Southern California, and it's very like heavily basically Hispanic, Mexican, particularly Mexican American. And so that's like most of the women out there, right? Most of the people, men, women, whatever. But and yeah, they're very jealous. They can't hide it. Like, and that's the thing with that demographic versus other groups. Like with white guys, I don't really see the jealousy as much. Mostly with them, with whites, it's more fear. They're fear because they can't kind of contain you. Like they have like the black beast. They can contain the black beast and put a helmet on him, throw a ball in his hands, and make him dance around like a monkey. Like they can contain the black, right? But they can't contain the mulatto because we're half white, right? We know them better than they know us. So there's more of a fear there, I feel like, with Anglos, with us. But particularly with like the Chicanos, Hispanics, with them, I feel like, yeah, there's a jealousy element there when they see that the chicks really like us because we're the quote unquote acceptable black. We're like the light skin, the mixed one, and they're will be openly colorist, but it's part of their culture, you can say. So it's yeah, man. I want you to speak more on that too, man. I'm gonna back you up on this 100%, bro. I'm with you on this 100%. I appreciate you being in the chat, man. Yeah, keep speaking on that, bro, because I see your posts and everything. I like your posts and all that. I don't comment all the time, but I see it. And now I'm gonna ride with you on that, bro, because I'm from California and I've been dealing with them. I've had to fight them my whole life. You think you had to fight, got to fight the Bantu, you got to fight the Anglo, you're gonna have to fight the Chicano, you're gonna have to fight anybody who runs up on you, and that's where we're at today. There's more of us now than ever. We're growing, and the men have to stop being fucking bitches and stop apologizing. All right. If the women like us, that's how it is. And the men's they have a problem with that. Fucking do something about it. Too bad. And that's what you see, man. That's what you see. Like the dudes who are trying to troll your channel. Weak ass dude doing videos on me. I clicked on his channel. Like I said, he had like 2 videos of me. It's cute, man. I laugh. You got my face. Please promote me, bro. I'm a public guy. Like, fuck, put me up out here, man. Get me some notoriety. But the dude has been making videos for a minute, longer than me. And he doesn't have subscribers. Like, he doesn't like have any traction. The public doesn't respect him like that. Like, even his own Latinos aren't fucking with him like that. Like I said, like even where I work at, I got the Latinas, like quick access more than this dude. It's that's why it's embarrassing. Like that dude's looking for clout, man. So yeah, shout out to you, Patrick. They're upset because we don't have to simp for women of any race. You already know what's up. And it's not only that, that's why you'll have a lot of women who are more kind of feminist leaning who will be upset at us as well because of that. Because they know, well, I don't have to simp for you. I can just kind of push you out of my circle and I can invite somebody else in. And like there's a large supply. And that's the thing. That's the thing, bro. Because there's a lot of women like that too who are upset because they're used to dark-skinned Bantus and pussy weak white boys simping for them. There's a lot of mulattoes all across the blogosphere. They're used to pussy weak white boys simping for them and dark-skinned Bantus. They see a mulatto man, okay, who's intelligent, or at least to my standards, has some balls, some integrity, not afraid to show his face, jump up on camera, talk my shit, live in it, okay? And then they look at that as a threat. Then they're used to guys who kind of acquiesce and simp for them. And they see a guy like me, like, no, just be polite, be a lady. That's what I ask. And if you can't do that, just exit over there. Someone else will jump right in and take your spot. I'm putting it like that because that's kind of how it is. You know, I position myself to where it's like, yeah, and my basically my results are speak volumes. Like there's so many people that I interact with, whether it's on the YouTube space or IG or like TikTok or whatever, like any of the social platforms where it's like, yeah, like I constantly think about this. Like it's kind of like I have a lot of people here that I'm like networking, connecting with. Like if this person wants to act stupid, I could just kick them out and then bring someone in. Like it's very simple, you know? So there's a lot of people who are upset about that. And you're right. They're upset because we're not going to simp. We don't have to. Why? We know we're the prize. Rihanna's a billionaire too. Kylie Jenner. Yeah, like I said, they're, both of those ladies are billionaires. So Rihanna, her pet is the Bantu rapper ASAP Rocky, where Kylie Jenner, her pet is a Bantu rapper, Travis Scott. So they have these Bantus as like simp accessories. They're like pets. They walk around in the public. Like I got this rapper boy. He just dances and sings on a stage, and like yeah, they're pets, right? And same thing you saw with Cardi B with the Offset. You clearly look at these boys, these dark skinned boys. They're fucking pets to these women, like a Cardi B and Offset. I know they broke up, whatever, and she got knocked up by another dude, you know, and that's I don't know. You go to the drama channels for that shit. But that's the power dynamic, right? They're basically pets. I don't know what else you want me to say. In CA, they really hate it. They really can't stand mixed and biracial attracted men. That's what it is, bro. You already know. I don't know if you're out in Cali, bro. I'm born and raised out there in Cali. And I got a lot of my best friends, Mexican American. So I like a lot of I like Mexican people, man. I got a lot of friends, but I'm not gonna lie and jump out here in social media and like fake the funk, so to speak, and lie and pretend. Like a lot of them, they're fucking jealous of us, bro. They know that they're the women of their group like us, and they look at us as competition. Like, let's be fucking real. You know this, bro, and Patrick, you know this. That's why I appreciate you kind of speaking on this. And like I said, I got your back 100% if you go in on this, bro. I can't imagine being a billionaire and letting a black rapper impregnate me. It's part of the image, I guess. I guess they don't have to worry about him paying child support. Yeah. Appreciate you guys being here. Damn, almost 3 hours into this. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the like button. You guys like it. I know you guys like this content. Share it, like it, stay engaged. Reach out to me if you got any questions. You got my email right there. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We're going to keep talking shit, keep moving forward and doing what we're doing. It's working. It's working. People are getting plugged in and connected. What we're doing is working. Going to continue to push forward. Appreciate you guys and talk to you next time. Peace out.